Hello, everybody, and welcome to Independence, Missouri. We're on the campus of William Chrisman High School, home of the Bears, one of the three Independence, Missouri high schools. We are here tonight to watch your Harrisonville Wildcats take on the Van Horn Falcons in a district semifinal game. It is the Misha Playoffs Class 4, District 7. Class 7. Hey, they do have Class 7 in Arkansas. Nevertheless, it is a Class 4 District 7 contest, semifinal contest. Winners play next Friday night for a district championship. Losers have basketball practice or wrestling on Monday morning. So, a lot on the line here tonight. It's win or go home time. It's the playoffs. And, Gary, we've talked about it all year. You don't win any trophies in September, but you sure do in November. And we're in November.
We've been talking it all year. We have been, and so it's time to put up or shut up. I mean, we've got the opportunity. Had a good game last week, and, I think we've got a lot of opportunity here tonight. Rivers had a couple of games underneath him, has done well. I mean, coming in, not playing all season. We've changed the offense up a little bit, using a lot of Pesic as a fullback, so to speak. Then alternating between Wilson and Reynolds, and I think that's been a good combination because it's given them a little bit of rest, and they're also playing a little bit on defense as well. So I like our chances tonight. I really do.
Absolutely, and we talk about it. We get to this situation in the year. You're going up against an inexperienced playoff team. They won their first playoff game in history last week, so it'll be interesting to see how the two sides go. We'll touch a little bit more on that, obviously, here in a little bit in the keys to the game. But a lot on the line tonight. Like we said, it's win or go home time. And if you want to look at it from another perspective, Cats are 1-0 on the season, and they've got a playoff game here tonight. Could move to 2-0 and play for a district championship for the 5th consecutive year next Friday night. Or, sorry, that'd be the 4th consecutive year.
And what better way to – after next week, then bring it back home. And as you were talking before we went on the air, if they win these two games, hey, our fans can come out and watch them in person. They don't have to watch them on us. I'd love for them to maybe put the radio in their ear and listen to us while they do it. But the thing about it is they're going to be able to play at home because they played all the road games away during the district.
Yeah, and, we didn't really get to touch totally on that, but the way it rolls in Misha format, district games are considered playoff games in the Misha format.
I didn't think you were going to go there this week.
I'm always going to get my dig in if I can. They call them the playoffs each week in districts. And, it's been one of those things. We've talked about it in the past. It's kind of been a detriment to Harrisonville. It's been one of those things that has affected them negatively in the past because they've been the 1 seed. And they got 3 games in a row in the districts at home, and then they're on the road for the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Whereas now you look at it, hey, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, we may get through 3 games, and if they win all 3 games on the road, they're assured home playoff games. So, obviously a lot to be determined yet. I mean, you've got to win this game first, and it's a very, very formidable task. They're playing a 7-3 Van Horn team that is hungry. They've never been here before. And, that can go one or two ways, and we'll see how that goes tonight. We'll talk about it a little bit more in the keys to the game. I remember last year, district championship game. We'll kind of touch on that a little bit here later on. So we're about 20 minutes or so away from your opening kickoff here in Independence, Missouri on the campus of William Chrisman High School. And, Gary, I know you had to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say, and they, as last week, they bring a lot of talent to the field. They bring a lot of speed, a lot of quickness, and a lot of talent that we're going to have to defend. I mean, offensively and defensively. And so it's going to be it's just going to be a formidable task for us. I think we're up for the task, and looking forward to getting us started here in about 20 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, we'll take a timeout. You're listening to the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. We'll be back after this.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, Go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. Going on right now, Max Ford is having a regional Carfax Advantage event. That's right, going on right now. Take advantage of the huge pre-owned inventory. Over 65% of our pre-owned vehicles are one owners. Max Motors guarantees to beat the other dealers' online price by $500. We offer the lowest prices with a hassle-free shopping environment, which makes us the easiest place to buy a car. Max Ford of Harrisonville, 291 and 71 Highway, maxford.com.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Domnick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Domnick at 816-380-2700.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques. It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Independence, Missouri. We're on the campus of William Chrisman High School at one of their two district fields here in Independence, home of William Chrisman, Van Horn, as well as Truman High School. Truman has its own field now, and I believe starting next season, Van Horn will have a home field. I don't know 100% on that. I just know that they're working on one, so we will see how that goes as everybody's having fun with Chad behind the scenes here as we're talking on the pregame show. It is your pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Sherwood Community Bank for youth savings and teen checking accounts. Sherwood Community Bank. Go check out one of their 4 locations for details. Member FDIC. And we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the pregame show right now. First, we're going to start with your starting lineups. And for Harrisonville's best starting lineup of insurance, go see our friends at Stafford & Stafford Insurance right across from Holland Auto Sales on Commercial. For the Wildcats tonight, starting on the defensive side of the ball, you will see a lot of the guys up front. You will see Trevor Campbell, and the guys on the end will rotate in and out, several of them. Your linebackers, you'll have Christian Cooper in there, along with on the outside the sophomore Colin Carruthers and a few others. For the Wildcats, and at safeties, you will hear the name of Carson Crowley. Carson just named second team all-conference this week, so congrats to him on the defensive side of the ball. And for your best starting lineup of insurance, go see our good friends at Stafford & Stafford Insurance. I'll bring Gary Davidson in here now, and we'll talk about some keys to the game. And, you know, Gary, keys for me tonight, plain and simple. Number 1, experience is preferred. Van Horn, they've never played in this situation. They've never been in a game like this where it's playoffs. They won their first playoff game in their school's history last week, and then you look at it, it's experience. Harrisonville, they've been to the playoffs frequent years. I mean, you look over the last 15 years especially, all these kids got playoff experience. They won a district championship last year. That's going to become a factor in a game like tonight.
Yeah, it is. And it's just going to depend really how loose Van Horn comes out too. You know, if they're uptight because this being one of their first or their first playoff game, that could come back to haunt them in the event when actually the game starts. You know, I like that until after the first couple of snaps of the ball and getting into the second quarter. I just hope it doesn't start out like it did last week. In about 10 seconds, it's already 7-0 Van Horn. I mean, I think we all got a little bit of a lump in our stomach whenever that happened, and you're thinking, oh, this is not going to be good. So I think especially last week is going to prepare us for this week in going into the first part of the game.
Key number 2, knock, knock. Opportunity is a knocking for the Wildcats. It's been a rough regular season. They've gone and they've taken their bruises. They take their bumps. But it's the second season now. They're 1-0. They win tonight. They're going to play for a district championship next year. And you're going to be right in a situation, and a lot of people will forget about the early season struggles the Wildcats had if you play for a district title next week. Yeah,
and they've got the capability of doing it. I mean, they have learned from their mistakes. That's what the regular season's all about. You know, if you don't win conference, I mean, so what? Because really it's in the districts and the playoffs is where really the meat and potatoes is. And so with the fact that we have made those mistakes during the season, and I spoke earlier about River Riley. I mean, he's had the opportunity to get a couple of games under his belt. The offense is rolling a lot better than it had been, and so with some changes that they made. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, the game tonight and getting it started.
Well, you know, and to add on to that a little bit, you talk about the opportunity knocking. What is great about this is just, you're playing with house money right now. You had a rough regular season. This is just almost extra practice for next season. So that's another thing to think about as you go deeper into playoffs.
Yeah, we've got a lot of youth. I mean, nothing against the seniors. God bless them, and I wish them the best as they move forward in the next chapter of their life. But we've got a lot of youth playing, a lot of sophomores, freshmen, some juniors. And so when it comes to next year, we're going to have a lot of that experience preferred that you talked about in your first keys to the game.
And that brings me to key number 3, and that's the business trip. You got to go about it just like it's any other game. It's just one game at a time. Overexuberance can lead to stress and playing tight. We've seen it in the past. Last season, we talked about in the pregame show the district championship game against Grain Valley. Grain Valley was fired up, man. They were hooting, they were hollering, they were running all over the place, they were going crazy. Harrisonville walked out on that field, acted like they'd been there. They played in their pregame. They went through all of the routine just like it was a business trip, took care of business, and they did it on the field as well. Seen a little bit of that here pregame tonight with Van Horn. Nothing disrespectful, but you can tell they were fired up trying to get in Harrisonville's head, and Harrisonville was going about their business. There's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, and Harrisonville has always been that one team on the pedestal that when we've played, because of our success, that everybody wants to knock off. And so we're used to that. And so it was kind of fun to watch the antics going on. Like you said, it was totally respectful, no issues. But it's them just trying to make a statement, you're on our field. And I don't think we had any issues with it.
No, and so, those are my keys to the game tonight. If we follow those keys to the game, there's going to be a good shot at winning this football game.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm looking forward to it. In about another 12 minutes, we'll find out when it starts.
We will see what happens. Those were our keys to the game tonight. You've been listening to the pregame show brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank. Sherwood Community Bank, Harrisonville's best spot for you savings and team checking accounts. Stop by one of their 4 locations today for details. Remember, FDIC. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
You can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
Everybody has that one friend's house they love to go to with cool decorations and a relaxed environment.
And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street. It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cass Tribune. A large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cass Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source.
You have choices when it comes to apparel and promotional gear for your business. Don't sacrifice quality for choice. Travis Thurston with T Screen Printing and Embroidery has all you could ask for. Local ability to screen print, embroider, and make vinyl decals, not to mention 50,000 promotional products at your fingertips with tscreenprinting.com. The next time your business or event needs apparel or a giveaway, stay local and turn to T Screen Printing and Embroidery, the pros who 4Ts trust to outfit them on Friday nights.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your cars serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car.
A strong starting lineup is a key to a great team. Insurance is
The trade fair is definitely a see-it-to-believe-it type of place right across the street from Sutherland's.
What is your time worth? Think about it the next time you head to the city to spend hours and days shopping for home appliances and to save a few dollars. Instead, drive across town and see Erlene and her staff that's right here for your convenience. You can be in or out in a short amount of time with amazing service, a great product, and they always treat you like family. Located behind Hawthorne Bank on Plaza Drive.
Polos that we're sporting tonight with the blue undershirts. I am the fashion coordinator of 4Ts.com. I usually get a text on Thursday night. What are we wearing tomorrow? So I always come up and I said, let's throw a curveball this week. We've been wearing white, always on the road. I said, let's go with black and the blue shirts under. So that's what we're wearing. And T's Custom Screen Printing Embroidery took care of us. So
I would rather my daughter dress me than you, though. I'm sorry, Chad.
I'm telling you, I know. But we're not too far away from the opening kick, and the talk is over, the national anthem's over. We have the coin toss coming up, and then the kickoff. And Cat's got a good crowd up here tonight, and they're looking for hopefully another road victory in the playoffs. We'll start calling these guys the Road Warriors if they can come up with another victory here tonight, Gary.
Yeah, and looking back last week, just to talk about a few stats, Wilson had 14 carries, 103 yards. Reynolds had 13 carries for 75, and leading the way receiving was Knowles with 72 yards and Percival with 55. And so I would like to see us continue running the ball, almost 100 yards rushers as we've, talked about in the past. And that's what I talked about in the pregame a little bit with running Pesic, Josh. I know JR's not listening today. He's over in the stands. But with Josh running as a as kind of a fullback in the eye or offset eye, and then with Reynolds and Wilson kind of alternating back and forth, I think it keeps them a little bit fresher. And I think we've seen that they've been pretty successful in doing that the last several games. So I'd like to see it continue.
Absolutely. If it can continue, that's good news for us as the Wildcats need to get a win, obviously. It's win or go home time. I do want to give a quick shout-out to the administration here at Van Horn and even last week, Lincoln Prep. Sometimes being a broadcaster for Harrisonville has its ups and downs when getting information from opposing coaches. And, if a coach is listening and it frustrates them from opposing coaches' standpoint, I'm just going to say if the shoe fits, then lace it up, because it has been brutal this year getting information from opposing coaches. Lincoln Prep and both Van Horn and Lincoln Prep, their administration, their coaches have been amazing to work with the last 2 weeks. And some of these bigger schools and these football powerhouses could probably take some pointers on how to work with the opposing school.
Well, and again, we talk about success, okay? We're a successful program, and there are times when they feel like that when they're giving us information that, first of all, we're going to pass it on, which we don't. We talk to our coaches, but we don't pass that information on. It's not like that we're going to be able to give them anything they probably haven't already seen on film. But more importantly, we just want to know the information so that we can promote both schools from up here. And we sure aren't going to do anything to disrespect either program. And so, yes.
It's like I said, and I know coaches are busy during the week. I get that, but it goes back to that sharing. I'm one of those people. I am one of those people that say, guys, you can go online and find anybody's game on a huddle if you want to scout the team. So it's not like rocket science. So if you're an opposing coach, you may be looking for next week and you're listening to this, please, when I email you, I just need the information because I want to do it for the kids. So
absolutely. Harrisonville won the toss, and we elected to receive. We didn't defer, which kind of surprises me a little bit. Maybe we want to get off to a fast start. We've talked about that in the last 3 or 4 games to maybe consider doing that. And so Harrisonville is going to be going from left to right, Chad, and so that's your cue to tell, with Van Horn going right to left.
They're going east and west, but it's really kind of northeast and southwest, because I thought about this already the way the field was set up, Gary. But, of course, our coin toss brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank. For the extra coins in your pocket, and take them to Sherwood Community Bank to start a savings account today. And it is time for opening kickoff. You by Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. Thanks again for joining us for the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. It is Football Friday night coming your way. Waiting for the opening kick. Van Horn, and they're all red tops and bottoms, red helmets, white numbers. Cats, and they're all whites with the blue-white trim, black numbers with the blue outline. And we are set for football action from William Chrisman High School. And here's the opening kick, a little squibber up the middle. Going to be taken by the Cats at about the 30. And up the side, they go to the 35 to the 40, and taken down at about the 42 on the far side. That was Percival with the return. And the Cats going to have good field position at their own 42-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 41 for them to start this first drive of the ball game. That was the Sonic kick return. We'll get you a Sonic kick return contestant here in just a moment. Jerry's computer was fritzing on him here, so we will pull that up in just a couple of minutes. Remember, they will win a $110 Sonic gift card tonight if the Cats return a kick for a touchdown. Riley under center with the I formation. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Handoff going to go to Wilson. He cuts back and finds a hole up the middle. Going to have about 4. Maybe 5, and it'll bring up a second down for the Cats. So good first play for the Cats. Positive yardage. What you want to see out of your first play, Gary?
Yeah, and you had said that they were maybe playing a 4-2. It looks like it's a 4-2 with a spread of the kind of linebackers, 2 other linebackers kind of spread out to try to contain our offense going on the outside.
So it'll bring up a second down and about 5 for the Cats. Atkinson going to be to the near side. Far side is Knowles. I formation with Wilson and Pest. In the pregame that I noticed that took exception to Van Horn on the side, or close to midfield, kind of pumping themselves up, was Jaden Wilson, and he's running like a man that's a little bit angry right now, and that was a great run by the senior. They're going to give him 9.9 yards. It'll bring up second down and inches here down to the Van Horn 38-yard line. Riley under center, look back for his play, and now going to hand off for Wilson, and Wilson into the secondary for a first down to the 31-yard line. Another big chunk of yardage by Jaden Wilson, and the Cats just ground and pound right now, Gary, not even looking to the air as they move the chains for another Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
2 first downs, 4 carries for 25 yards for Wilson already. So
here we go. Ball down to the 32-yard line. First and 10 Cats. Knowles to your left. Atkinson to the right. Percival off the end on the left side. I formation for the Cats. Here we go on first and 10, and another handoff for Wilson. And Wilson going to barrel forward for another 5 yards. And he just continues to churn those legs and finding his holes. It'll bring up a second down and 5 for the Cats, down to the 27 of Van Horn. And this is a good drive. I like the coaches. You know, they said they were going to take the ball first. We haven't seen that all year. Usually they defer.
Well, and this is the type of drive that you want to see us have.
So they're going to spread it out a little bit. 2 wide receivers one way, 1 to the left, and they're going to throw it out in the flat. And backdoor throw from Riley to Knowles is off the mark, and it'll bring up third down and 5 for the Wildcats. So first pass incomplete.
Well, I'm venture to say they've had positive yards the whole way. It's probably 4-down territory for us, so that's a good opportunity to open it up a little bit, throw the ball, make them know that we can throw the ball. And so we got 2 plays to get a first down, 5 yards, and we've been successful, positive yards ever since we started. So. And,
you know, they're going forward on 4-down territory with them being at the 27-yard line, so they knew they had a down they could work with. And here we go on second down.
Perfect
And right
call.
up the middle
Perfect call.
is Pesic into the end zone for 6. He just pinballed his way down there from 27 yards out. Is that quick handoff to Pesic, the first guy through, caught him napping, and he pinballed off a couple of guys, looked like they had a chance to tackle, and he went into the end zone for 6, and the Cats are on the board first.
What happened? They were gap. The inside linebackers came up to gap, and if you got past that, he was in open territory. All he had was the safety. So that's what he did, and 6 points on the board.
The Brandon Johnson extra point attempt coming your way. Kick is up and right into the line of scrimmage, and it is blown dead, so it'll stay 6-0 Wildcats with 8:45 to go here in the first quarter. The touchdown of your tires on the pavement is important. Don't let your tires let you down. Go see William at Young's Tire and Wheel Center today. And that extra point brought to you by Extra on the Menu. That is Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. We will just keep it right here with you. Cats take the ball and stomp down the field in a beautiful 8-play drive on that one, capped by the 27-yard Josh Pesic touchdown run. Did I say James earlier?
I don't know.
I just said Pesic, I think.
Yep, 8-play, 59 yards, 3 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. You got to like what you saw there from the Cats, and hopefully we're going to be able to continue it throughout the game. Now we just got to step it up against a very talented, I'm sure, and talented offense from Van Horn that I'm sure is going to make it very difficult on us, our defense.
Quarterback with almost 1,000 yards rushing, and Teller, the running back, with over 1,000 yards on the year, and those are the two you're going to have to slow down. And here's a little squib kick, and it bounces and picked up by the defensive end on Skivers of Van Horn, and he's got it at about the 42-yard line, so a short kick by the Cats and a short field for Van Horn, starting at their own 42, 43-yard line on this drive. And as we were mentioning, Van Horn going to drive to the northeast on this one.
I'll let you just say east. We don't have to go quite that bad. We can say eastbound. That's fine.
Going right to left for others that like my description of it. And here we go. They're going to go out of the pistol formation. Teller behind Ross in the backfield. And the Cats are going to jump off sides right away. Getting a little bit too antsy there are the Wildcats. Is that number 4 bouncing off? And they've got number 4 in there as Carson Miller, the freshman. So I always got to double check, but we've had a lot of freshmen playing this year, pulling the red shirts, Gary. 1st and 5 now for Ross. Looks over to the sideline of that pistol formation. Teller behind him in the backfield. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Back off the end is Powell. Attempts at throws all season long, and now a run into the secondary. Tripped up as Teller, but he does get the first down into Wildcat territory, down to the Wildcat 46-yard line. So a 1st and 10 down to the 46 for Van Horn. They move the sticks, and they're going to go a little bit hurry up here. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to your right, 1 to your left. Ross in the backfield. Getting his signals from the sideline. Teller and Ross in the backfield, and here they go right up the middle to Teller, and he's going to get maybe 2 or 3. Down to the 45, going to bring up 2nd down and 7. Reminds me a little bit of the Oregon offense under Chip Kelly. A lot of moving parts, a lot of smoke and mirrors. Get through all the extra movement, and you're going to be able to take care of business. 2nd down and 8 coming up. And again, they're going to hand off, and into the secondary is Teller, and he's going to be close to a 1st down, and a gang tackled by a host of Wildcats. Close to another 1st down to the 38-yard line. Almost looked like his knee went down, but nothing called. Going to bring up a 3rd and short for Van Horn, and they're going to go 3 wide receiver set to the right side. In the pistol is Ross. He's yet to run the ball, and he has almost 1,000 yards rushing on the season. So 3rd down and short coming up. 10 seconds now on the play clock. And here we go. They're going to little short pass out on the flats, and they're not going to get a first down. Good wide open field tackle by the Cats again on the far side, going to bring up 4th down and about 1.5 yards.
They're going to punt. It looks like.
And early in the ball game, this is where I look for a fake punt maybe, and I'm not real sure.
Looks like maybe they're putting a
Wildcat formation in, jumbo package, and they're going to have the first down to about the 35-yard line. Maybe a new wrinkle that the Cats hadn't seen. Looked like they thought something different, but they do get the first down. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Van Horn here in the first quarter. 6-0 Cats with the lead. 6:05 to go here in this opening quarter. Several players coming in. They're going to go 3 wide receivers again off to the far side, your right side. Pistol formation for Ross, and he has got Brown with him in the backfield now. So here we go on 1st and 10, and they're going to hand off to Brown, and he's going to get a couple yards and drug down. C.J. Caterly on the tackle. 4 or 5 yard gain brings up 2nd down for Van Horn. So Van Horn smashing it right at the Wildcats, returning the favor, so to speak, so far, Gary, as they're just playing a little smash mouth as well, and there's a player down for Van Horn on the field. Trying to get up off the field there. And I believe 54 is who it looks like. Aaron Malawa, the lineman. And they're attending to him out there. So we'll see what that is. Big boy out there. If that is 54, they got him listed at 5'9", 250, right in the middle of that line, and that's somebody that obviously makes this offense for Van Horn go, Gary, and that is their offensive line. They lose one of those guys on the front. It'll be interesting to see what they do to replace him.
Yeah, and they don't have a whole lot of replacements on the sidelines. I mean, they're a very small, when I say small as far as numbers, team. And so get very many, and it looks like he's hurting pretty bad as far as his knee. They were working on his knee. So hopefully he's okay. And
the crazy thing about that, you talk about they don't have a giant roster, but they do not play anybody both ways. They have 11 guys that go each way.
Oh.
So being able to still 2 platoon, that can be good and that can be bad at the same time when you don't have gigantic numbers. Somebody may have to go both ways.
Now, that was Brown's first carry a while ago, was it not?
Yeah, that was.
Because I didn't initially catch it until after the injury. So
2nd and 7 coming up from the 32 of the Wildcats. Here comes Van Horn and Sean Ross at quarterback. He's got 26. Tavius Brown in the backfield with him. He's kind of a little bowling ball, short, compact, big kid. Gets you those power yardage. So here we go on 2nd down, and he looks to throw. He throws it out in the flats and incomplete. That was intended on the near sideline for Marquand Whetstone. And brings up 3rd down and 7. And Ross just left that one a little bit low. Obviously, Whetstone needs to pick that one up if you're Van Horn, but at the same time, you want to get that one up a little bit higher. And that was a far throw for Ross.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the most difficult throws there on the out.
So here they go on 3rd down, and Ross looking to throw again, and Brody Rogers chasing him down, and now running up, and they're going to power it inside the 5, taken down to about the 2-yard line. Brody Pitts on the tackle, going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 2. So Van Horn trying to answer right back here from the Wildcats. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. 6-0 Cats with the lead, but Van Horn knocking on the door. Little high snap, and they're going to power it to Brown, and Brown is not going to get there.
Good stand.
Going to get to about the 1-yard line, bring up a 3rd down and goal. So the Cats defense powers up there in the middle, and it'll be 3rd and goal coming up. Again, the score 6-0 with about 4 minutes to go now here.
12-play drive so far. Started on the 42-yard line, so good defensive stand right here would make a statement for our defense.
You know, in that pistol with running backs all around him. And Cats almost jump, but they don't throw the flag as they didn't get in the neutral zone. And it'll bring up 3rd down and goal from about the 2. So here we go on 3rd down. High snap on the turf. And can the Cats come up with it? It's going to be all the way back to the 10.
I think Ross was able to, he was able to get onto it.
So a high snap, and that puts him back to the 10-yard line. And it'll be 4th and goal from about the 10. So now if you're the Cats, you got to figure maybe they're going to try a design shotgun like they did earlier and spread it out and let Ross try to beat you with his legs. Cats got to have somebody spying on him.
They got 3 spread out. They need another defender out to the right.
So here we go on 4th and goal, and Ross looking to pass, and he was looking to run the whole time there. He's weaving around, still weaving, throws it up for grabs, incomplete in the end zone, and the Cats are going to take over on downs from their own 10. So good defensive stand by the Cats. They bent, but they didn't break. A 14-play drive, but they allow a 4th down and goal to drop incomplete in the end zone. And with 2:56 to go in the first quarter, Cats are going to regain control, up 6-0. So we will see what the Cats have in store this time around. They're going to start from their own 10. We'll see if they're going to go rotate in that backfield. And it looks like they will. They're going to go with Reynolds and Pesic in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to the far side for the Cats. River Riley under center at their own 10-yard line. So here we go for the Cats, and they're going to hand off for Reynolds. And Reynolds gets up to the 14-yard line. Going to get 4 yards on 1st down. Bring up 2nd and 6 for the Cats at the 14-yard line. To bring up 2:42 to go here in the first quarter. Cats with a 6-0 lead. Big defensive stand by the Wildcats. They didn't allow them in. And, the key on that was that 2nd down run, Gary, as they stopped them at the 1.5-yard line, set up the 3rd down, bad snap. 2 wide receivers left side under center, Riley. Here we go on 2nd down. And another handoff for Reynolds, and Reynolds dives forward for about a yard, but no more, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Cats. Riley comes to the sideline to get his play. 3rd start of the year for River Riley. Came in relief of that Oak Grove game late in the game. Landon George hurt his shoulder. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 5, maybe call it 5-4-ish.
Well, now you've got wide receivers. You're okay.
And 2 wide receivers to the near side. Under center is Riley on 3rd down. And looking to pass is Riley. Throws far side and incomplete, knocked out of bounds. And they're going to call pass interference on the near side as he jumped on the back of the wide receiver. Looks like Tavius Brown. I believe that's 28. That's Sean Mitchell. So that'll give the Cats a 1st down. So the call. So that was pass interference on the defense, and that'll keep the drive alive. And it's little things like that in a playoff game that can come back and bite you, Gary. It was 3rd and 5. You got the stop. Instead, you get the penalty, and this drive continues for the Wildcats.
Well, and it's almost like it's now the tables have turned because that was us at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely. 2 wide receivers set right side. Under center is Riley in the I formation. In the backfield is Pesic, and ball on the turf, and I believe that popped out, and a flag comes out, and we will see what the call is here. If that is personal foul on the Wildcats after the play, so that'll move them another 15 yards, and the defender come across there and just wound up and threw River Riley, and he did not have full hold of that ball. and that was a big turnover that Van Horn needed. And now they're going to have a short field to work with here after they mark this one off. This is going to be at about the 12-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 12. So, you know, the Cats got the break, and then Van Horn answered back with a break of their own, getting the turnover. And turnovers lose you football games in the playoffs as well. And here we go, looking to throw. And run is Ross, and he's going to go in for 6 for the easy touchdown. And it's 6-6. So tables turn quickly. It's a 6-6 ball game now. Van Horn a chance to take the lead with 1:18 to go here in the first quarter of play. So, you know, and you want to talk about Achilles heel for the Wildcats this year. Gary, you'd said it. You go, that was us early in the season, but that was also us with the turnover. That is something that has hampered the Wildcats all year long, and teams have turned it into points. Van Horn turns it into 6 with the extra point coming up. There's a snap, the kick, the hold, and it is good. Line drive somehow made its way through, and it's 7-6 Van Horn. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. This kickoff brought to you by our friends at Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's Coffee, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. And a big answer right there. Riley Wells is our contestant tonight. If the Cats get a kick return for a touchdown, Riley will win a $110 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. So it is 1st and 10 for the Cats. Going to be from their own 20-yard line. This is where what I like about River Riley, though, is he's got short-term memory. That's one of the things that's been great for him. He's not going to let that affect him go out here on this next drive.
Yeah, and what we need to do is just get back down to business like we did on the first drive and be methodical and move down the field. It takes up time or eats up the clock, and so let's see another drive like we had earlier.
So here we go, Riley under center, and they're going to hand off for Wilson this time, and nowhere to go. Didn't even get back to the 20. He's going to have a yard loss, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. Some interesting early scores in the district play. Warrensburg up 7-0 on Grandview. Excelsior Springs up 7-0 on Platte County, who's the 1 seed as well. We'll try. Oh, the Smithville Kearney, no score in that one. That'll probably be a low-scoring game all night long, as that one's in Smithville tonight. So 46 seconds to go here, first quarter. Clock is moving. Cats got a wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. I formation in the backfield. Riley under center on 2nd down and 11. And this time they're going to give the handoff up to Wilson, and he gets past the 20 to about the 23, 24-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Ron about took a dive up here. He caught himself. We may have had a camera, took out Gary and had a camera out in the stands. 3rd down and about 7 coming up for the Cats, 6.5. Call at 7 is just past the 23-yard line, and we have a whistle, and the Cats are going to let it go to the end of the quarter. So 1 quarter in the books, 7-6. Van Horn leads the Wildcats. We'll be right back.
It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
Looking on the sideline here, you see Ross warming up with a center. So I believe that was their center that went out. So that'll be something to watch here, as that is Cyrus Lohr warming up, the sophomore center for Van Horn.
And if you recall that the snap that he missed down there that he lost 7 on third down, which made it 4th down and on the 9, could have very well been because of that, because your center and quarterback exchange, whether it's from the pistol, shotgun, or whether it's under center, is so important.
So a 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Cats. 2 wide receivers, far side to the right side of the line for the Cats on 3rd and 7, showing blitz, and they're going to hand off and nowhere to go.
Uh-oh, and that should be 15.
And that's going to be 15.
And that could be almost an ejection because you cannot pick up and throw down.
And you know what? There's another mistake by Van Horn right there. I believe, is that an automatic 1st down? Yep. I don't know how that'll roll.
Personal foul, I believe it is.
So it'll be a personal foul.
So it'd be 15 yards anyway. So
from the 18. Yeah. I was looking back where they threw the flag, but nevertheless, they'll mark it from the 18 where he was stopped, so it'll go for a 1st down. So you can, once you lift him in the air, you just got to be done with the play, and
you can't body slam. You can't pick up and body slam.
Well, unless you're Bobby Boucher.
Okay.
On the water boy, and then you can body slam. Compliments of Captain Insano. So I formation for the Cats. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Here we go on 1st and 10. Cats are going to throw.
Oh, he's down. He's got it.
He's got his man in stride. Atkinson to the 20, to the 10, to the house. The Wildcats score from 68 yards out. Kennedy Atkinson in stride from River Riley, and the Cats go on top 12-7.
Boy, and that was a beautiful pass.
And, I mean, he hit him in stride. Kennedy jumped up, grabbed it, didn't lose anything, and takes it to the house. And the Cats regain the lead 12-7. Extra point coming up from Brandon Johnson here. Try to make it a 13-7 ball game. So that kick is up, kick is good, and it's 13-7. Touchdown of your tires on the pavement is important. Think about Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Have William check it out today. And for extra menu options, go see our friends at Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. We'll be right back.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip.
Welcome back, Wildcats on the quick strike offense. Mistake comes back to bite Van Horn. It bit the Cats on the turnover, and then what would have been a kick or a punt on 4th down turns into a 68-yard touchdown pass.
I'm not going to say it because last time I said what I said, it came back to bite us. So I'm going to say yes, you're correct. And
high end over end kick taken by Van Horn. Cats trying to slow it down. Good downfield coverage by the Cats on the high end over end kick, and they cut him down at the 23-yard line. Do you need great insurance coverage like on that kick? Go see our good friend Brad Sainer at Farmers Insurance in the A-frame across from Casey's. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line for Van Horn as they take over and try to answer the Wildcats after the mistake extended that Wildcat drive. They're going to spread it out. 3 wide receivers out to your left, 1 to your right. Pistol formation for Ross in the backfield. On 1st and 10, Cats showing blitz with the near side, and that ball on the turf. And that was a lace.
Boy, it looked like where he's standing right now that it was a lateral.
And Coach Maxwell went down to check it out himself as he ran down the sideline. Good open field awareness by Tarwater to pick that one up anyway in case they would have called it a lateral. And that brings up 2nd and 10 for Van Horn. 3 wide receivers to their left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation for Ross. And on 2nd down, he's going to hand off, get it to about the 25, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. And now's where you want to see, again, that 3rd and long situation. How quick will Ross be to want to run the football on 3rd down? 11:09 to go, first half, 13-7. Cats with the lead. And here we go, pistol formation again. He's got Teller in the backfield with him on 3rd down. And he's looking to pass. Throws it out in the flats and incomplete through the hands of his intended target, Isaac Fu-King. And it'll bring up 4th down and 9. And Van Horn is going to have to punt. So a 3 and out for Van Horn. And the Cats are going to get the ball back as Tarwater and Knowles back to receive this one. So 10:49 to go. And remember, if the Cats return this kick for a touchdown, Riley Wells will win a $110 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. She gets a $10 Sonic gift card just for playing. High end over end kick. Tarwater going to take it and muffs it. And it'll be Van Horn ball at the 41-yard line. That's the 2nd turnover of the night for the Wildcats. At Summit Christian Academy up 14-0. Smithville up 3-0 on Kearney. But Summit Christian, that'll be one to watch as they are up on Knob Noster. Knob Noster wins that game, then Holden would host if they win. And I didn't see the Holden up 7-0 on Higginsville. 1st and 10 for Van Horn at the 41-yard line on the muffed punt by Tarwater. Pistol formation for Ross and Second Life on this drive. Throw it out in the flats. He has his man on the far side. Cheney gets stiff-armed and runs right into the brick wall. That is Carson Crowley, does the wide receiver out on the near side. That was complete to Whetstone. And it's a 1st and 10 down to the 27. So Van Horn wastes no time taking advantage of the mistake by the Wildcats. 3 wide receivers set, and they throw it in the flats on the far side. And Brody Pitts Tarwater the first one there. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and about 11. So Van Horn goes. So 1st and 10 coming up. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. That was backwards, and they're going to go right up the middle with the run. About a 5-yard gain for the Wildcats. One official has it about 4 or 5, and that's where they're going to mark it to. So Reynolds with the run, going to bring up a 2nd down at about 6.
Is that Reynolds or was that Pesic?
It looked like Reynolds came out of there, but again, it's hard to tell on that far side. And hopefully you're still
Pesic.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, is that Josh in there? It is Josh because I can see the way he's sitting.
So 2nd down and about 5 for the Cats. Are going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds gets through the initial line and going to fall forward to about the 36-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd and short for the Wildcats. We're at the mercy of the Wi-Fi here. So if you buffer a little bit tonight, you're going to get it. It goes from good to sometimes to nothing, but it's not as bad as it has been in games in the past. So bear with us. Between that or even having a cell phone hotspot, you're in a very busy area. So 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and then go to the up man Pesic, and he's going to have a 1st down up to the 40 before driven backwards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats at the Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. So anyway, stick with us as we do have struggles on the Wi-Fi at times. I think most of the time it runs. I've got my phone rolling with it here tonight as well, so I can see and I can tell when it buffers here, then it usually is buffering probably for you guys. So hopefully things are going okay for you all. So 13-7 Holden over Lafayette County in that game. Cats have a 1st and 10 up to the 40. And here we go with a handoff, and Reynolds gets twisted down at about the 39-yard line. Not a very favorable spot. Going to bring up 2nd and 11. Other scores around Class 4 scores of note. Smithville up 3-0, and Warrensburg up 21-0 on Grandview. So early on, looking like the winner of this bowl game will travel to Warrensburg next Friday night. So it's 2nd and 11 coming up. 2 wide receivers set to the left, 1 to the right. I formation in the backfield on 2nd down. And Riley looking to pass, and he's got it. He's going to float it for his receiver, and he's got Knowles to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the house. Wildcat touchdown, 60 yards. And this one goes to Knowles in the back, his wide receiver. So he's got 1 to Knowles and 1 to Atkinson, and the Wildcats take a 19-7 lead. Extra point coming up for the Cats. So 2 big pass plays kind of lulling you to sleep with that run game when it's working, Gary, and then boom, you hit him deep with a pass. And you can tell the struggle that we'll talk about it after this, that touchdown of your tires on the pavement is very important. Don't let it let you down. Go see William at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. That extra point is no good. It is block. Cats remain up 19-7, and think for extra menu options, go for the whole family, go see Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. We'll be right back after this.
Max Savings Event is here at Max Ford in Harrisonville. New 2018 F-150 Super Cab. No money down, buy it for $459 a month. 2018 Escape, 0 down, buy it for $256 a month. Come to Max Ford in Harrisonville for the Max Savings Event and see why we are the fastest growing dealership in the Midwest. Max Ford Harrisonville at the corner of 291 and 71.
Getting new clients. Pistol formation for Ross here on 1st and 10. We'll get back to what I was going to talk about with the Raytown South and Van Horn game last week. We'll get to that here in a little bit. 3 wide receivers to your right, 1 to your left. And they're going to hand it off up the middle. Cats all over that one. Loss of about 3. Look like, is that Jaden Wilson that came flying in there? No, sorry, that was Miles Jennings. Kind of hard to see these numbers off the end as that was quick. 2nd and 11 coming up now for Ross and Van Horn. Down by 2 scores, 6:26 to go in the half. A high pass is incomplete through the hands of Downton, and it brings up 3rd and 11 for Van Horn. So 3rd down and 11 coming up, 6:22 to go in the half. 19-7, Harrisonville with the lead. In the pistol formation is Ross, looking to pass on 3rd down. He's just going to air it out down the sideline. Has his man, an incomplete, out of bounds was Whetstone down there as the defender fell down. Tarwater on the coverage, but it floated out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th down. And initially, Van Horn not showing punt. Now they're going to bring the punt unit on, so they were going to have to punt it away. Down 13, and the Cats chance to do a little bit of damage here with 6:15 to go in the half, and already up by 12. Remember, Riley Wells is our contestant in the Sonic kick return contest. If the Cats return this kick for a touchdown, she will win a $110 Sonic gift card. She gets a $10 Sonic gift card from Sonic of Harrisonville just for playing. Low kick, liner on the side. Knowles lets it roll out of bounds, going to roll at about the 33-yard line. So no return on that one, and the Cats will have decent field position at their own 33-yard line.
Now what would be good is to have about a 9 or 10 play 67 or so yard touchdown that takes about 6 minutes and 7 seconds. Leave 1 second on the clock. I mean, I'm not greedy.
Anything 5+ minutes right now would be great for you to get into the locker room up 3 scores.
Yeah, because obviously you don't want them to get the ball back or have much time because they get the ball in the second half. So you don't want to have them the last offensive series on the first half and the first and the second.
Not sure what happened there. Some of the linemen were running out to get to the ball, and the other guys slowed down. It's going to have to be a quick snap here under 5 on the play clock on a first down for the Cats. They're going to hand this one off for Wilson, and he got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him all the way up to the 35. They're going to give him a couple of yards on that one. So Wilson going to have 2, going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Platte County and Excelsior tied 14 apiece in that one. I didn't mention it in the pregame show, but the MRVC West has 5 of their 6 teams still playing in the playoffs, Gary. The lone one not winning was Oak Grove because they played Odessa last week, so somebody had to be eliminated.
Yeah, somebody's going to be eliminated in that one. So
2 wide receivers set, and obviously somebody will be eliminated tonight as well for sure because Pleasant Hill and Odessa are playing. And on a 2nd down run, and Wilson cuts through traffic and gets close to another Wildcat first down, spins out of a tackle up past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Wildcats.
That was a good run, and he's got 10 carries, 37 yards. Been carrying the bulk of the offense here the first half. So
a 3rd down and short coming up. Big 3rd down for both teams here, really. I mean, if you're the Cats, you want to sustain a drive. If you're Van Horn, you're trying to get your defense off the field and get it back to your offense in decent field position before the half. 3rd down and short. Here we go. And this time they're going to give it through to Pesic, and every time they've needed 2 or 3, he's been able to get it for them. He's going to get a first down up to about the 45-yard line. Odessa up on Pleasant Hill 35-7 in the second quarter of that one. So that is a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first. When you think home appliances, Cats move the chains up to the 44. 4.5 to go here in the first half. Cats with a 19-7 lead.
Actually, I didn't realize this, but because of that one run, Josh is leading as far as rush. He's got 5 rushes for 41 yards, and then Wilson's 10 for 37.
So 1st and 10 up to the 44-yard line.
And the clock's running.
Clock is rolling. Riley under center. And fakes the handoff. Actually, I think that's a busted play, but a smart move by the sophomore to just take it right up the hole that Pesic made for you.
And that's what you're taught to do. And, you know, he hasn't played a whole lot this year. So for him to do that is great because it tells you he's got the mindset that he needs to have.
And he didn't panic. He
didn't.
He just spun back and said, hey, there's a hole there because Pesic made it. And Josh made him the hole and got him a 4-yard gain on a broken play. Brings up 2nd down and 6. When you can get positive yardage on a broken play, you're going to feel good about where your offense is. Under center is Riley, and this time he's going to hand off for Wilson, and Wilson goes nowhere, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Going to bring up 3rd down with 3:19 to go here in the first half. Brody Rogers, first team all-conference, was named this week on the offensive line. That's another one. Colby Knowles, first team wide receiver as well for the Wildcats. Braden Tarwater, second team returner. And I'm trying to think, I'm just off the top of my head of the ones I saw. Isaiah Patrick, first team linebacker. Shows you, didn't play but half of the season, how dangerous of a player Isaiah Patrick is that he got first team linebacker.
Well, and how well he's respected by those that vote for it. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. They realized his capabilities and what he meant to this team. And so I think it goes down because obviously that has to be voted on by the coaches to be able to get that. And so obviously that tells you what
that they all felt the same about him.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I didn't see if Isaiah's over on the far side. Can't see that far. You know, I'm getting old at my old age here, Gary. But maybe somebody can see if he's over there. But Nevertheless, if he's at home listening to the football game, Isaiah, get well soon.
I'm looking for crutches is what I'm looking for. I'm assuming he's still going to be on crutches.
I'm scanning the far side. I don't see him yet, but.
Well, he was there last week, and that was just a few days after surgery. So I would venture to say he would probably be here tonight, but.
I don't see, but I'll look a little bit later. It's a big third down again coming up for the Cats from their own 47-yard line. 2:55 to go in the half. Wide receiver to your left, wide receiver to your right. I formation in the backfield on 3rd and 7. Riley goes back to pass. He looks, throws the crossing route, has a first down, plus inside the 40 to 35. That was a rocket.
That was an excellent pass.
Right to Knowles. He caught it, got the first down, moves the chains. This is what I was talking about. They had 4 touchdown passes, did Raytown South last week. Seeing on film, maybe one of the weaknesses of Van Horn is their corner play, and you've seen it a couple of times tonight on the big plays. Their corners don't quite play the ball. That's the Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Cats down to the 35-yard line, and a whistle. And River Riley was ready to wind up and launch that one. He was looking the way of Kennedy Atkinson. We'll see if they go ahead and stick with that play or not. So the false start on the Cats, that'll push them back to their 41 of Van Horn.
And this is, good for us. I would have thought the clock would have stopped on the whistle, but it's still running. So,
and now
I thought they're looking at it, so they're going to put time on the clock. Yeah, it's still running. And there's the
wave of the hands to stop it, but it's still going. So they're going to move it to 2:37 if they can get it to stop because it's still running. Not real sure. Finally, the clock does stop, and they're going to go to 2:37. So they're awaiting here as –
and if you don't run a clock very much, that's not that easy. Jerry may have to go in and do that for him because there it is. Jerry could Jerry's done that a few times.
And when you've got a whole stadium waiting for you to do it, it's probably a little bit more pressure than you would like. So 1st and 15 for the Cats from the 41 of Van Horn. And here we go. Riley looking to pass. He's out of the pocket. He rushes and now going to hold on to it and gets a first down and then is hit out of bounds, and he's going to get 15 more yards as he stepped out of bounds and then got leveled on the near sideline. And that'll be another Wildcat first down. And there's an official without a hat on. Usually that means somebody came in to touch the ball, but Riley turned a couple yards or a loss into a couple of yards. So they waved it off. And it was a bang-bang play on the near side here. He had stepped out of bounds and then got hit, but it was close nevertheless. And they do wave it off, so it'll bring up 2nd down and about 13 for the Cats inside the 40 to 38. So he got a 3-yard gain on that one. And Riley looking to pass again. Chase from the pocket. He's going to fire, and he chucks it up for grabs, and it is intercepted. 3rd miscue on the night for the Wildcats. And now Van Horn is going to have 2:17 to go. Ball at their own 16-yard line. And those are ones that you will want back. Grandview answers back. They've got 14 unanswered. It's 21-14, Warrensburg over Grandview. We got a divided box on where we would want to go if we win this ball game next week. I say Warrensburg because I'll be in Warrensburg all day long. So it'll be 1st and 10, and they're going to run with a crazy trick play to widen, spread it out over here. and they're going to get about 4 or 5 on it, bring up second down, and smart move to try to get your quarterback in some space. It'll bring up second down and 5. So second down and 5 coming up. And again, they're going to go with that same wild formation here. And they're going to not be able to do much with it as they pitch it forward to a lineman.
That's a forward pass. He can't do that.
I didn't think you could, but I was like, well, and you never. But
I didn't know if he reported eligible. If he reported eligible, then he could. So.
Well, you report eligible. The other situation there is depending on how you line it up. So illegal forward touching or forward pass. I don't.
I'm glad. It's a loss of down too. I'm glad Jerry's in here because he.
I don't think so, but it could be.
So I think Jerry doesn't think at the high school you could do that. All he had was his center right in front of him, and he was about to get sacked. So he said, "Here, catch." So we'll see what they do. I know it's a loss of down. Well, they declined it.
I think it's going to be almost a loss of 5 anyway, so loss of 3.
Third down and about 8 here. I guess it wasn't a loss of down, though. So it wouldn't have been a loss of down. If it wasn't a loss of down, then they had to have.
Well, you're right.
So now
number 73, I've got as a receiver now on my play sheet, just FYI.
And I think they're talking it over still because it should have been. I think they're saying the clock should be rolling. But third down and 8 coming up for Van Horn from about their own 19-yard line on third down. And now Ross going to run it himself, gets to the outside past the 30, going to have a first down up to about the 32-yard line. And I would be surprised if you don't see in the second half a little bit more of a spy on him because he's gotten a lot of his yards in those little scramble situations. So here we go on 1st and 10. Ross going to throw. He throws it out in the flats. Incomplete for Whetstone. And it's second down and 10. That'll be incomplete. Stop the clock with 1:22 to go. And talk about a last name you wouldn't want if you were a wide receiver. Wet and Stone together. You don't want wet hands if you're a receiver, and you definitely don't want stone hands either. So, second down and 10 coming up. And they're going to hand off this time, and nowhere to go. Cats all over it. Brings up a third down for Van Horn from their own 31. 1:10 to go here in the half. So, 3rd and 11 coming up for Van Horn. And this is where he's so good in these 3rd and longs with these scramble opportunities. He goes out, tells Whetstone the play. Maybe they're going to look for Whetstone down the side. Or a little quick out pass to Whetstone. And here we go. And Ross is chased from the pocket. Not going to escape it as 7 Wildcats are there to stop him after a gain of 2.
And we just called a timeout, so we get the ball back, and they're not stopping the clock either. So,
well, maybe the Cats did not call a timeout.
Well, Coach ran up there like he was calling one.
So Cats are going to let it run here. But they're going to force into, they do have to punt this one as there's a difference in about a second on the play clock. So we will wait the snap. They may just hold it. No, they're going to, and it bounces back there and they get it off. Ball bounces around. The Cats are going to let it roll. And that will end the half. And now, this is what I would be interested to see here. Now, had he touched it, you cannot move a play forward, obviously, on a muffed punt. So my question would be, as time ran out, that's not a penalty. So
I would think, but let's defer to Coach here.
So I mean, if you're Harrisonville in that situation, you could have just ran up and tried to grab the ball because there's no reason. I mean, you can't muff, or a muff punt cannot be returned for a touchdown. So that would have been an interesting situation. Nevertheless, we go to the half. Cats lead 19-7 at the half. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with halftime after this.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Dominick at 816-380-2700.
It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
When you live in a small town, you need someone you can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
Welcome back to the halftime show brought to you by Kaleidoscope Digital Services. The Harrisonville Square is your one stop for printing, computer service, Wi-Fi, and gaming. Go see Harrisonville's best computer solutions. That's Kaleidoscope Digital Services. 19-7 our score at the half. Wildcats out in front by 13. Turnovers did not doom the Wildcats in the first half, which sometimes can in games like this, Gary. So they kind of lived and died by the turnover in the first half. They're up by 12. You'll take that every day of the week.
Whenever you've got 3 turnovers and your opposing team has none and you're up by 12 points, yes, you will take that any day of the week. I'll take that anytime. That's because normally you're not going to do that.
No, and that's a testament to how well the Wildcats overall are playing I mean, they could be up 3 or 4 touchdowns right now, and they look pretty solid.
Our defense has played very well tonight. A lot better than I expected. Not that I didn't expect them to be a good defense tonight, but I expected them to be a little bit handcuffed with the talent that I think we were going to see Van Horn have. And they've got some talent, but them corralling Ross on several of those plays is amazing. I mean, it's a testament to their preparation for this week.
Well, and their tackling, the fundamentals of the tackling is the best they've done all season long so far.
Hands down the best.
So I like to see that. A lot of football left to be played here tonight, but bottom line is they're playing their best defensive game of the season, and we'll see if it can continue into the second half, or we'll see if Van Horn maybe has some tricks up its sleeve in the second half.
Absolutely. And you want me to go through? I'll go through the stats real quick. Offensively, Wilson's got 11 carries, 36 yards. But Pesic is leading the way with 5 touches for 41 yards. Reynolds has 4 touches for 8 yards. And receiving, Knowles has 2 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown. Atkinson has 1 reception for 68 yards and a touchdown. And Riley is 3 for 4. He's been throwing the ball well. I mean, he had that 1 pick. I think he tried to wind up and throw it too far. And Knowles, as we talked about, that 61-yard touchdown reception from Riley made it, and the point was no good, made it 19-7. Again, we've got 3 turnovers, and they have none, so we've done well to be able to be in the position we're at. We've also got 4 penalties for 40 yards, and we've got a total of 6 first downs. Our scoring chart is per drives are touchdown, fumble on the punt, and then touchdown and interception. So that's all for the scoring and for the stats for the half. Come back to you.
Yeah, it's been a good half. You got a lot of ball game left to be played. You cannot rest on your laurels, so to speak, in halftime thinking you're going to play next week. You got to come out and take care of business in the second half, and it's going to start with the defense as Van Horn is going to get the ball. You are in the halftime show brought to you by Kaleidoscope Digital Services. Time to take a second and recognize the soccer team with our soccer seconds. Schroeder Chiropractic, proud to update the Wildcat soccer team's progress. Schroeder Chiropractic, they got your back. Wildcat soccer team is back-to-back district champions. They won 2 games this last week. 9-0 on Monday night, they beat Ruskin, and 4-3 in double overtime. Come back from a 3-1 halftime deficit and win it in double overtime at Raytown South against Raytown South and become back-to-back district champions. We would love to broadcast that game on Tuesday night at home from Memorial Stadium. You could reach out to Jerry or myself if you would like to sponsor that event. If we could get enough sponsors, we would pop that on the air for you on Tuesday. And we may do a double dip next week if the Wildcat football team was to pull out here tonight. So we will see what happens, but that is your Soccer Seconds brought to you by Schroeder Chiropractic. Proud to update soccer all season long. They've got your back at Schroeder Chiropractic. Take a time out. We'll be back with the Spirit Spotlight and the Bright Spot on your Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show.
Everybody has that one friend's house they love to go to with cool decorations and a relaxed environment. The Garage Burgers in Harrisonville is like your friend's house, an amazingly fun place with names of all of its visitors adorning the walls with old racing gear throughout. Make it your place to go next time you want a fun and terrific dinner. With 20-plus burgers, amazing appetizers, and ice-cold drinks, the Garage is your stop for fun and excitement. Now open late on Fridays. The Garage Burgers on Commercial across from Young's Tire.
It's happened to all of us. Our printer out of ink and need an important document printed. In Harrisonville, that can spell disaster. Not any longer, though. Kaleidoscope Digital Services has you covered with inexpensive printing services. No more trips to the city just to get a copy made. And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cass Tribune. A large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cass Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source.
Welcome back to your Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show. It is your Spirit Spotlight brought to you by Salon 114 and Birdie's Boutique and Antiques, both on the Harrisonville's historic square. Proud to bring you the Spirit Spotlight each and every week. And I want to just shout out to the girls last week. End of the halftime show, Jenna Hart and Maisie Shudarski were able to come up and chat. They were kind of got cut off at the end of it, and glad to have them up here and talk about their future plans, both seniors on the cheer squad. And so a shout out to Maisie and Jenna for being on the Spirit Spotlight last Friday night. Your score at the half, 19-7. The Wildcats lead it over Van Horn. Van Horn going to get the ball to start the second half of action. We will take another timeout, and we'll be back with more on your Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show after this.
It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
Welcome back to the Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show. We're going to do the drives of the game, and they are the first drive that the Cats had the ball. They drove 59 yards in 3 minutes and 15 seconds, 8 plays for a touchdown to make the score 6-0. And then the other 2 drives were for 5 plays, and those were the pass plays of 68 yards and 61-yard touchdown receptions by Atkinson and Knowles from River Riley. And that is brought to you by Show Me Auto Mall. They're in Harrisonville. Go by and see them and see if you can't buy a car. Oh, excuse me, and Belton. I'm sorry. I did not give them Belton the credit as well. My apologies. There's about 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the halftime, and then another 3 minutes, so about 4.5 minutes. We'll be back in just a little bit to bring you the second half of Van Horn and Harrisonville from Independence.
You have choice.
We'll see how that goes. It's time for our Bright Spot, brought to you by Schroeder Chiropractic. Happy to help out with Bright Futures and all they do for the community. Bright Futures Harrisonville strives to help students achieve success, matching students' needs with resources through partnerships between the schools and communities. The organizational structure Bright Futures provides a framework for expanding programs such as Food for Thought backpack programs, Stuff the Bus School Supply, Cat's Closet, as well as initiating new programs and student support students. That is Bright Futures of Harrisonville. If you would like to help out Bright Futures, you can contact them at brightfutures@harrisonvilleschools.org or 816-380-2727, extension 1224 to donate today. Again, your score at the half, 19-7. You've been listening to the Halftime Show, brought to you by Kaleidoscope Digital Services. We'll be back with second half action. Thanks for joining us on the Halftime Show.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your car serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car.
A strong starting lineup is a key to a great team. Insurance is no different, and Stafford & Stafford Insurance has the best lineup in town. With personal, commercial, health, life, farm, and crop insurance, they have you covered. 40-plus employees are there for you to find the best rates, walk you through claims, and make sure they are there for every step of the way. So if you're looking for a full-service insurance company with a strong starting lineup, go see the folks over at Stafford & Stafford Insurance on Commercial Street across from Holland Auto Sales.
The Trade Fair Mall isn't just an antique mall. It's several businesses in one. Need T-shirts for your team? A custom T-shirt shop on site has you covered. Speaking of covered, Harrisonville Trade Fair is Missouri's #1 seller in premier portable buildings to store all your outdoor equipment. Design your own or buy one in stock for as little as $100 down and no credit check. While you are custom designing your premier portable building, snack on some delightful cinnamon glazed pecans, cashews, and almonds from the Nutty Bavarian. You need it? They probably got it. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall across from Sutherland's.
What is your time worth? Think about it the next time you head to the city to spend hours and days shopping for home appliances and to save a few dollars. Instead, drive across town and see Erlene and her staff that's right here for your convenience. You can be in or out in a short amount of time with amazing service, a great product, and they always treat you like family. Located behind Hawthorne Bank on Plaza Drive, so spend all your extra time you saved cheering on the Wildcats, and remember, think Trobies first when you think of home appliances.
Welcome back to second half action. Wildcats lead at 19-7 at the half. Ready for your second half kickoff, brought to you by Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce on Commercial. High end over end kick by Johnson, taking it to 15 by Van Horn. Cut back at the 20-25 and stays on his feet past the 30 and close to midfield. Finally drugged down at midfield after a long gain. That was Devin Weeks with the return. And Van Horn going to have great field position at the Wildcat 49 to start the second half of action. Cats lead at 19-7. 1 half to decide who plays for a district title next Friday night. Warrensburg leads 28-14 over Grandview in the other semi.
And you will wonder if one of the leaders was here. Isaiah Patrick is on the sidelines over there. We saw him as we came back out.
Good to see Isaiah here supporting his troops. Going to be a 1st and 10 at the 49, pistol formation. Looks like Powell back there with Ross. Going to have a wide receiver, left wide receiver to the right, back off the end for Van Horn at the 49 of the Cats on 1st and 10. And a handoff up the middle, nowhere to go. Blowing up in the backfield, the freshman Carson Miller with the tackle, a 4-yard loss, and that brings up a 2nd down.
And I think we know now why he's probably in there.
You know, we've talked about the youngsters on this team. 2nd down and 14 coming up. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, pistol formation in the backfield. Ross looking to pass, throws it out in the flats, short, incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 14. And if you looked at all of the kids that were on the all-conference list that were not named Isaiah Patrick, juniors and sophomores abound for the Wildcats, so that tells you a lot about where the depth on this team is. 3rd down and 14 coming up. 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation for Ross in front of Powell in the backfield. And he's looking to pass on 3rd down and long. He's going to fire deep and overthrows his target at the 40-yard line, incomplete to Hemingway. And they're going to have to punt it away from midfield, as that was not a good start for Van Horn on this second half.
But just what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats.
One of the things I see about Ross, he's got a good arm, senior quarterback, just doesn't have it corralled, so to speak. You know, he's like Patrick Mahomes without the touch. He can scramble and he can fire it.
And you can tell he's an athlete, too.
Absolutely. And there's a end-over-end kick in
Get on
Tarwater. Crazy to pick that up after it bounces there as he almost fumbled it away. That would have been twice in this game. And the ball at the 13, so the Cats are going to have a short field. And I understand what Braden was doing right there.
He was trying to stop it.
Stop it in case, but it could have rolled dead at the 1, or it was skipping pretty good. It could have also rolled in the end zone for a touchback. So the Cats will have it at their own 13 instead of inside their own 5. But you got to be careful with those. Here come the Cats. Knowles going to be flanked out left side. Right side will be Percival and Atkinson. Under center will be Riley. Rivers got Pesic and Reynolds in the backfield. He's going to hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds has some running room, going to get about 6 up to the 19-yard line, and going to bring up second down and 4. Cats' first possession of the second half, leading 19-7, under 11 to go here in the third quarter as the clock will roll. So a good 6-yard gain on first down means you can do a whole lot with second down. Platte County up 21-14 against Excelsior. That says 11:50 to go in the second quarter. I would imagine that game may be a little off, but we will try to keep you updated on that other Class 4 score. Second and 4 coming up for the Cats. Riley, handoff for Reynolds, and Reynolds gets past the 20 to the 23. Ball on the turf. Looks like the Cats turn it over. 4th turnover of the night. This one at the 21-yard line and it'll be a 21-yard field for Van Horn. So the Wildcats doing themselves no favors here in this ballgame. Their 4th turnover of the night. And Van Horn a chance to make this a 1-possession game. So they're going to go with the 3 running backs surrounding Ross here in the pistol. And up the middle they're going to go with Powell. He goes nowhere, drugged down immediately by Jacob Poisel. And it'll bring up second down and 10. And asking from the Wildcat defense to get a stop here on the short field. Second down and 10 coming up. Ross this time hands it again up the middle for a couple. Inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Going to bring up third down. You got to figure they're feeling it's 4-down territory, obviously, this far down there. Got a couple more, and see what they do on third down and 7. So 9:40 to go here, third quarter. Cats' 4th turnover of the night has Van Horn in beautiful field position inside the Wildcat 20-yard line. 3 wide receivers set to the far side, left side, 1 to the right side in Whetstone. And here we go. Ross looking to throws to Whetstone, and he catches it at about the 13-yard line. Going to be about a yard shy. Going to bring up 4th down for Van Horn. So 4th and short coming up. You ought to think they may want to just snap it and rush it right up the middle to get that first down. Cat's going to stuff the box here, have 9 guys right around the line of scrimmage. And Van Horn doesn't snap it again. The Cats could have been jumped off sides. Instead, the clock rolls under 5 on the play clock. High snap, nowhere to go. Cats are going to stop it. In there again, and again, the Cat defense comes up huge. The high snap there. And then a busted play. It almost looked like Ross didn't know what to do with it, and the Cats' defense was on it, and now the Cats will take over from their own 15. So 4 turnovers on the night for the Wildcats, and they still lead by 12. That amazes me. They get the ball back as, again, they don't give up points on the turnover. And we'll see if the Cats can score here. That could be a backbreaker for Van Horn. I mean, that would have put them down one score, short field, and they could not capitalize on it. So here comes Wilson and Pesic this time around. 2 wide receivers to the right side. And Cats are missing a lineman, and coach is never going to be happy about that. As Riley now going to hand off for Pesic. Pesic gets it past the 15 to about the 16-yard line, going to gain 2. Bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Crazy enough, this is the first ever meeting between Harrisonville and Van Horn High School. And, you know, you don't get very many of those anymore with as many years as Harrisonville especially has been playing football. So crazy to me. Brett had sent me that. I did see that the other day that they hadn't ever played before. But in Platte County and Excelsior playing tonight, they've only played one time in their history. That one blew my mind as well. Under center is Riley here on 2nd and 8. And, again, the handoff for Pesic, and Pesic can't get out of the tackle. Going to gain another yard or so here. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 as the defensive end Skeevers is getting slow to get up. And 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Wildcats. Right now is about the time I would probably see a slant route maybe to Knowles, as that has been there several times tonight. So 3rd and 7 coming up. 2 wide receivers to the right. Under center is Riley, and Riley looking to pass. He's got his man. He's going to chuck it deep. He's got Atkinson, and Atkinson turns defender and knocks it away, and it brings up 4th down for the Cats. So a 3 and out for the Cats, and neither team taking control here in the 3rd quarter early on. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. With 7:07 to go in the 3rd, it is still a 19-7 game, and the Cats are going to have to punt it away deep from their own end zone. Atkinson going to stand at about his own 2-yard line. Smithville up 17-0 on Kearney. That is a game I didn't think I'd see a score of. And the Cats defense on the coverage of the kick there, amazing. Knowles and Tarwater back there. A good punt, 30-plus yards, no return, and Van Horn will have the ball at their own 46-yard line. And if you need great insurance coverage like on that kick, go see our friend Brad Sainer of Farmers Insurance across from Casey's in the A-frame. He can get you hooked up with a free quote today. 3 wide receivers to your right, 1 to your left, pistol formation. Ross in the backfield has Powell back there with him on a 1st and 10 from their own 46. Cats showing blitz here. And up the middle they're going to go with it, and a couple of yards for Powell. And there's a late flag coming in there. Usually that's a personal foul variety. Maybe that was jumping on the pile or something on the Wildcats, but you don't want to do that when you're in a close contest and you're trying to keep the opposing team. Oh, no, this one was on Van Horn, so maybe Van Horn laid in there. And that'll put them back 15 yards.
That'll be after the play, dead ball foul, so that way, even though they gained, I think, 3 yards on that, that'll be 2nd down and about 22.
So it will be a 2nd down. So this will push them back. And this is going to make it 2nd down and about 4 to Osage for the Van Horn Falcons. Back inside the 35-yard line.
Is that northeast of here?
The original Fort Osage, yes, it is. It's right on the Missouri River, I'll have you know. So 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Ross in the pistol formation looking to throw and nowhere to go. And then
Couldn't
Miles
wrap him up.
Jennings doesn't wrap him up. And he had him dead to rights and let go of him. Going to bring up third down and long for Van Horn. Fort Osage is up 35-7 over William Chrisman, whose home stadium we are in tonight. But if you would like to know, the original Fort Osage is past Fort Osage High School on the Missouri River, northeast of here. Third and long coming up, 6:32 to go in the third quarter. Wide receiver to the left, 3 to the right, pistol formation for Ross on third down, and here he goes to throw. He's going to chuck it deep, and down the sideline, nowhere to go, and it'll bring up fourth down, and Van Horn is going to have to punt it away here. So the Cats return this kick. Riley Wells will win a $110 Sonic gift card. She will get a $10 Sonic gift card just for playing the Sonic kick return promotion from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. Cats haven't had too many good looks at returns tonight, and when they have on punts, it has been dangerous. So we will wait the kick on fourth and forever, and here it is. High and over end kick going to bounce inside the 40 and roll dead at about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Cats will take over. Best field position they've had of the second half here at their own 31.
Yeah, because they started at the 13, fumbled, started at the 14, got a few yards and punted. So they're far past anywhere they've been this whole second half.
Doubled themselves up here, up to the 31-yard line. 19-7 is our score. Cats still with the lead, 6:16 to go.
And I would love to be able to talk about a Show Me Auto Mall drive of the game right here to put us up 3 scores.
That would be good. We need a show me drive to show us that they're ready to take that next step.
Absolutely, and play next week.
So 2 wide receivers, 2 your right, 1 to your left. Under center is going to be Riley. Clock is rolling here. Under 5 on the play clock. Riley going to have to snap this one. He gets it off, and he's going to hand off to Wilson, and Wilson cuts back, gets a yard out of that one. Brings up a 2nd down and 9. I never got to talk about Brody Rogers earlier and forgetting his jersey. So I don't know if you remember last week at one point in time, I go, I think that was Brody Rogers. And I go, no, that was Jacob Poisel. I go, wow, Jacob back after 1 week of a concussion. Well, it actually was Brody Rogers, but he forgot his jersey.
Well, we've got an 81 on the field. I saw it come out there earlier, and I don't know who 81 is because it's not on our roster, so that may be another one.
Well, Brody did rip his jersey in the first half, so hard telling here. And up the middle they go with Pesic again. He's going to get about 10. He's going to have enough for a first down. He drives all the way up to the 41. We'll see. They're going to mark him about a yard short. Going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Wildcats.
That's 8 carries, 51 yards for
Josh Pesic.
Our Josh Pesic.
3rd and short.
Brother of Coach James Pesic, and both are sons of J.R. Pesic.
So 3rd and short. JR, almost like a philanthropist these days.
Businessman, and now he's enjoying himself.
And right there, his son gets the first down, pounds it forward on the quick handoff up to the 42-yard line, a 2-yard gain, and that is a Troby Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
And that's our first down of the second half with out of the 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's one more first down than the Missouri Tigers had all of the second half last week against Kentucky when they threw one away. 1st and 10. Ask me if I'm bitter about that one.
Well, I was going to ask, but you beat me to it.
1st and 10, Cat from their own 42. Riley under center. Here we go. And up the middle for Wilson. And Wilson's got a hole to the 50. Cuts back inside the 50 to the 46-yard line. An 11-yard run. And another Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. You know, we talk about late season surges by the Wildcats. If the Wildcats can get a win here tonight, Gary, they will have won 3 out of their last 4 contests in the season.
Well, and you've got to like their play. I mean, offensively, they've had some turnovers, but I mean, defensively they've played very well tonight, and offensively they've had some plays and some drives that have really put them in the position they're at right now.
1st and 10 coming up. And Riley looking to throw. He's got his man down the sideline, out of bounds, overthrows him. That one got up there a little bit too much. 31-14, Warrensburg leading. So right now, if both clocks went to 0 and the games were over, Harrisonville would travel to Warrensburg. But a lot of football left to be played. Cats nursing that 12-point lead. I feel like they've had a 12-point lead, which they have since 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So neither team has found pay dirt for over a quarter of play. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cats from the 46 of Van Horn. Riley looking to pass, throws it out in the flats, has his man Percival, and Percival's got a first down on the far side, a little out route, a little hook on the far side. Percival grabs it, takes it for a first down inside the 40 to the 35, and that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. First down, think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
And that was another great pass by River Riley. I mean, that's a difficult pass to make, and he put it right where it needed to be, able to gain 12 yards and a first down.
So 1st and 10 down to the 35-yard line. Under center Riley on 1st and 10. And this time he's going to hand off for Wilson, and Wilson tries to get to the outside and not going to get there. Going to lose about a half yard and going to bring up 2nd and long for the Cats with 3:18 to go here in the third. So 2nd and 11 coming up. Clock has not started on the play clock, I should say. 3:02 to go here in the third quarter.
Slant sounds good, right?
Guessing here. 3rd and 11 coming up on the Cats. And here we go. They fake the handoff. Now a little shovel pass. So
you were close.
Close, but River Riley does not practice shovel passes very often because was not.
He was ready to get rid of that ball.
That was not pretty at all. And the Cats, I think, are going to elect a punt right here.
Play the field position. They've turned the field position over or turned it around.
And right now feeling pretty confident in their defense, but with the big play capability, one play makes this a one-possession game. There's a whistle. Is it a false start on the Cats, which would push them back 5 more? And that's not necessarily a bad thing in that situation with Kennedy being right at midfield here. They're going to discuss here. Now, 4th and 6, that's going to push it down to the 31, and the Cats are going to say, let's go for it here. So that 5 yards makes all the difference in the world, and the Cats' offense is back out on the field. Well, no, maybe. Yes, here comes River Riley. I saw Atkinson running back, and I was like, well, maybe not. So 4th down and about 7, we got a whistle. And not sure.
Well, this will be our 10th play of the drive. We get a first down and keep the drive going. This would be the longest drive of the game for us.
You called for the Show Me Auto Mall drive of the game.
I did.
And right now it's been the longest drive. Wide receiver to left, wide receiver to right. See if the Cats come up, and you heard Ron in the background there maybe say a hard count here. Get you 5 more, and then you're really in business. Clock will roll now on 4th down. They're going to go in motion.
There we go.
And a hard count, and offsides they go. And that'll be 5 more, brings up 4th and 2. Now you may go with the inside handoff to Pesic, which has been there for 3 or 4 yards all night long. So 4th and 12 becomes 4th and 2 on back-to-back penalties by Van Horn. Jerry looked like the guy from A Beautiful Mind behind me when I said 5 + 5 = 10. he was using.
He was still counting.
He looked like a mix between the guy from A Beautiful Mind and Rain Man from Dustin Hoffman from that movie several years ago. 4th and 2 now for the Cats with 1:58 to go.
Now, I don't want to talk about people that are handicapped, but I'm really not. But I got a friend of mine that cut a finger off, and so it'd be kind of hard for him to count to 10 with his fingers. So,
and you probably give him a hard time about that all the time.
No, I don't, not at all. And there it is.
And Pesik's got the first down, and he's
more.
on his feet inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line, just what the doctor ordered. The 10th play of the drive is another Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances with 1:50 to go here in the third quarter. The Cats move the chains into the red zone down to the 14-yard line. You know, that's what we need a sponsor for, is the red zone. We need a red zone sponsor. Anybody out there? We can come up with something clever. 1:30 to go here in the third. 1st and 10, Cats down to the 14. Wilson back in there, and they're going to hand off to Wilson, and he stutter steps inside the 10. He's going to be knocked down right at the 10-yard line. Going to get 4 yards on 1st and 10. Down to the 10. A lot of 10s in there. Second down coming up. So 2nd down and about 6 for the Wildcats here in late third quarter action. 19-7, Cats with the advantage. Would love to punch one in here to end this third quarter and make this a 3-possession game.
I'm getting ready for my
you get it going on the 2nd and 4, and there's another handoff, and inside the 10 to the 5, out of bounds. And that's a late hit flag. That'll be half a distance. It'll only be worth about 2.5 yards, and they destroyed the chain on the far sideline. It is bent in half. It is bent at a 90-degree angle now.
That's the reason you're supposed to drop it when they get close.
So they bent it back in place, so I think. But it's going to be a first down for the Cats. It's at the 5, so that'll put them to the 2.5. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2.5-yard line with 35.6 seconds to go in this contest in the third. No changes in our scoreboard. Maryville up 38-0 on Chillicothe. 28-14. Platte County now up on Excelsior Springs. Going to the fourth quarter of that one. 31-14, Warrensburg still up. And
well, that was on us. I didn't get that.
Well, it'll be a first down, and I'm assuming maybe a. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 19-yard line. So here we go on 1st down and goal from the 19. And they go right up the middle with Pesik on that quick handoff. And that quick hitter gets him back to the 11. So he gets 8 yards back, brings up a 2nd down. And I'm not sure. Looked like Brody Rogers came back into the game. I wonder if that was on him over there or what was going on. But nevertheless, it'll be 2nd and goal from about the 12-yard line. There's a conference over there by the officials. I haven't seen that before. So they accepted the penalty, and it'll be a half a distance on the try. So the Cats are going to go for 2 here, leading 25-7. And a 2-point conversion would make it a 20-point contest right here at the end of quarter number 3. And so here we go. Riley going to throw it into the flats. Look at the rollout. Bootleg, wide open. Percival, 27-7. Cats up. We'll be back after this.
When it comes to fast service at a reasonable price, Young's Auto is your place. Whether it's a standard oil change, brake check, or something a little more major, Michelle and William with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you get back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pockets. So if you don't want to break the bank when your vehicle needs service, come to the shop that keeps you rolling down the highway. Young's Auto, right across the street from Young's Tire on South Commercial.
All right, welcome back. 27-7 Cats in control of this one. Late third quarter. Touchdown in your tires on the pavement is an important one. Go see our friend William Young at Young's Tire and Wheel Center today to have him check out those tires. And if you need extra options for your whole family, go see our good friends that are having a watch party tonight. Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House next to Price Chopper in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. So we await the kickoff. Kick off your morning at Brew Daddy's, Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop, taken at the 15-yard line by Van Horn up to the 30. And here is a whistle and a flag at the 30-yard line. This will probably be a hold and push them back 10 yards. But that will end the third quarter of play. And 3 quarters are in the books. We can keep it right here before we go to fourth quarter action. Wildcats lead it 27-7. Gary, I know you were wanting to say something.
Yes, I ordered it, and they delivered it. They brought it home. The drive of the game, that's going to be the drive of the game, 14 play, 69 yards, 6 minutes and 30 seconds, capped off by the 13-yard touchdown pass from River Riley to Colby Knowles with 0.3 seconds left in the third quarter. So that is going to be the drive of the game. We got a lot of drives, but that's going to be the drive of the game because it put us up 3 scores. And then what a great 2-point conversion. Bootleg rollout, the naked bootleg rollout, and then the 2-point conversion to
that was beautiful, the bootleg rollout. But, Gary, you can't ever talk too soon about a drive because what happens if we get the ball back here, go 80 yards in 10 minutes in like an 18-play drive and in the game at the 2-yard line?
Then I'll eat crow, and I would love it, okay? I will eat crow, and I would love that.
I'm just being hard to get along with, so it's no big deal. We start the fourth quarter. The Cats lead at 27-7. Van Horn has the ball at their own 20-yard line. Pistol formation for Ross. 2 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. You got to think Van Horn going to have to start throwing the ball a little bit. And Colin Carruthers showing blitz on the end, and then they throw it out in the flats for a first down and about 12 yards. Good open field tackling by Tarwater here. That pass was complete to Paul Hemingway, the senior, and it's a good for a 12-yard first down for Van Horn.
And that's their first down, and it comes with 11:54 in the fourth quarter, or the second half anyway.
So here we go. Now this time they're going to go up the middle and a spin and nowhere to go. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Teller with the run. Poisel in on the tackle. Brings up second down and 9 for Van Horn from the 33-yard line, their own 33. 3 wide receivers. Got trips out to the left side. Lone receiver to the right side. Pistol formation again for Ross on second and 9. He's going to throw it out that way. Good open field stick on the far side. Braden Tarwater lights up Whetstone on the far side. Brings up third down and 4. That is what you call an open field tackle, Gary Davidson.
That was textbook perfect.
So a third down and 4 coming up for Van Horn. Again with 3 wide receivers out to the near side. And Ross looking to throw. He's just going to chuck it up deep. He's got a man, and incomplete. Overthrows Whetstone and brings up fourth down. And again, good coverage by Tarwater down on that far side as Ross just threw it up trying to get that one deep down there.
And Zachary's played he's played probably his best game of the year tonight when it was needed because obviously they've been trying to pick on him quite a bit tonight, and he's played a very good game.
Absolutely has. Fourth down coming up, and Van Horn on their own side of their own 40 at their 38. They're going to try to punt it away. Maybe, see if lightning can strike twice and get a muff punt here down deep. 10:48 to go. Cats lead 27-7 in this one. Fourth down and about 4 coming up. Cats return this. Riley Wells win a $110 Sonic gift card in our Sonic Kick return promotion. This is going to roll inside the 25, inside the 20, down to about the 15-yard line, so no return on that one. Riley will get a $10 Sonic gift card just for being our Sonic kick return contestant. Kearney making a comeback, 17-10. They trail Smithville now in the fourth quarter of that game. The last time those two came 2 weeks ago, that was a battle, and Smithville scored late to win that ball game. So the Cats are going to have it at their own 15. They have not had great field position tonight in the second half of this game, Gary.
13, 14, their own 13, their own 14, their own 31, where they had so far the Sonic drive, or excuse me, the Show Me Automall drive of the game, and now back to the 15 again.
Riley under center. River Riley, the sophomore signal caller for the Cats. Up the middle they go with Reynolds, and Reynolds not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a second down and 11 as he loses a yard on that one. But at this point in time, Cats are content on running on first and second down, especially here, to try to roll as much clock as they can, leading by 20. Trying to keep you informed on other scores as we get later in the night. Wide receiver to left, wide receiver right, Percival off the end. They're going to go right up the middle, and a big hole for Reynolds, and he's going to get out to the 24-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 23. That's going to bring up third down and 2. And, you know, when there's a play that works, you just stick with it until they prove they can stop it. I'm going Pesic on the little short handoff right up the middle again right here, Gary.
I like it. I mean, it
reminds me of the state championship game in 2016 against Kearney. Third down and long multiple times in that game, and we ran it off the right end with Bowers for 10-plus yards. Here we go on third down and 3, and they're going to hand it to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to have enough for a first down up past the 25 to the 26 as he falls over the defender, and it'll be a first down brought to you by Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first. When you think home appliances, the sticks will move. And this one goes up to the 27-yard line. First and 10 Wildcats with 9:05 to go in the fourth.
And that's our sixth first down of the second half. And obviously most of them came last drive. 3-5 last drive and then 1 this one. So it'd be good to match that this drive.
So here we go on this one, and Riley throws it right up the middle and incomplete, able to get rid of it. But what I like to see about the sophomore, he took a lick, popped right back up, runs over to the sideline, and gets his play for second down.
Coach, just don't call that play again, okay?
That one didn't work. Let's try something different here. But you see the even level temperament that River Riley has, and it's almost as if his temperament has rubbed off on the offense. A calm settling on the offense that he doesn't come into. If he's not coming into the huddle panicked, the team's not going to come in panicked.
And that's important for a sophomore. I mean, that's impressive for a sophomore.
So here we go on second down. They're going to hand it off for Pesic. Pesic gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Going to bring up third and 10 with 8:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. As the clock will roll, Cats lead it by 20, 27-7 the score. You know, I go back, I think my, not play of the game, but the best look of the game was that
slant.
No, I liked the bootleg.
Well, that's true.
Throwing on the run to his wide open. I mean, you don't see a lot of kids hit that pass.
No, especially because you're rolling to your weak side. I mean, he's had 3 excellent throws. That one, the slant, which is on a bullet, and then that one to Atkinson for 68-yard touchdown. I mean,
there's a whistle and a flag, maybe a false start on the Wildcats here. We'll see. And it was motion on the Cats. We'll push it back 5 yards to their own 23-yard line with 8:02 to go.
But we've held the ball for 2 hours and 45 seconds on this one, and it's only, it's third down, so maybe we'll get 2 5 yards or maybe 3 5-yard penalties, and making an easy third down.
Or let's get a 15-yard slant to Kennedy Atkinson here on the near side. And instead they're going to go down the sideline and for Knowles on the far side, and it's incomplete, and the Cats will have to punt it away.
And out of all the throws that he's had, that was the one that was off the most.
So 7:45 to go here in the fourth quarter of this one. And we await the punt from Atkinson. High snap, but he is able to corral it and end over end kick. Bounces inside the 50 to the 40, and it's going to roll inside the 35. Good punt there by Atkinson to flip the field position down to about the 32-yard line. And there is a flag. That might be on Van Horn, which will be unfortunate to say the least. And another flag comes out as well. So 2 flags came out. I'm not real sure.
Maybe one of those offsetting.
We'll see what they say here. We'll listen. There's 2 unsportsmanlike, and I don't know, can they do back-to-back? Can you go 30-yard?
Yeah, they can, because they would be dead balls, so they could do that. So, yes, but they couldn't go 30 yards because they're only on the 32. So it would be half the distance and half the distance.
So from the 32, they're going to get the ball at about their own 16, it looks like.
Probably their own 8 is what I would say, because I think you're going to do it twice. I really do. If both of them were – oh, that's right, because it would be.
So, well, but 32 to go to the 17 and then to the 9, so it'd be to the 9. So you were pretty close on that one. You said 8. So they mark it down to the 16, and they're waiting again. So this one will go half a distance. And, Gary, you were on it. It was the 8-yard line where they're going to start this drive. Got a message from Harrisonville's wonderful community liaison, PR person, Jill Filer, to mention that the boys soccer team will play at home against Elias on Tuesday night. We talked about that a little bit at halftime. Hopefully we can get some sponsors and broadcast that game for the soccer team on Tuesday night. And here goes a throw deep down the sideline, way overthrowing the target. And Cheney was with him step for step again. And it brings up 2nd down and 10.
That was a heck of a throw. Again, I got to go back to Zachary Cheney. He has played a tremendous game tonight against a very talented receiver group with a lot of speed.
So holding up 32-20 over Higginsville in that contest. A chance to exercise some demons. Have not beat Higginsville in several years. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Little throw out in the flats to Whetstone, and he dropped the ball. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for Van Horn with 7:25 to go here in the 4th. So other scores around the league. Still 28-20. Excelsior's to within 8, 6:31 to go in that contest. Smithville still up 17-10. Summit Christian 35-20. We'll get some more scores here after this 3rd down play. 3rd down, and Ross is going to scramble here. He goes right up the middle. Holding the ground in the middle right there was Christian Cooper. Or no, sorry, that was Jacob Poisel, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Van Horn, and they're going to punt it away deep in their own territory here. Riley Wells, our Sonic kick return contestant. If the Wildcats return this kick for a touchdown, short field, Riley, these are those ones that can be returned. You get a $110 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. She gets a $10 Sonic gift card just for playing in the Sonic kick return promotion. Low line and kick taken at the 45, bouncing. I shouldn't say took at the 45. Takes a bounce at the 45 into their own territory, their own 47-yard line. And that's where the Cats will take over at their own 47. Best field position of the second half, besting the 31-yard line they had a little bit earlier. So 6:36 to go here. Fourth quarter, Cats lead 27-7. Van Horn needs some offense by way of defense right now. Get a big stop or a turnover in return for a touchdown, something to get it to 2 possessions. They trail it by 20 right now.
Yeah, and I'm impressed by the Cats, the way they've played, coming off of, the game at Odessa and then coming into the playoffs. I was expecting a comment from you, but playing last week and then this week, their play this week has been tremendously better than it has been all year, in my opinion.
31-14 Warrensburg over Grandview, still in that one mid-fourth quarter. Here we go on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle for Pesic and nowhere to go for him. Going to lose 2 or 3 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and long for the Wildcats here. And, you talk that if you can win this game, you've won 3 out of 4. And by all accounts, besides Pleasant Hill, really the only other team that put some points on Odessa, who's been ranked number 1 all year. They looked solid, and if you get that score 56-21 Odessa over Pleasant Hill tonight, but if you get that one score in the first half of that game against Odessa at the 1-yard line, I don't know how much different that game looks. So
I totally agree.
So under center here is Riley on 2nd down. Hands off for Wilson, and Wilson cuts to the outside, stays on his feet inside the 45-yard line down to the 44. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 2. Make it 1.5 for the Wildcats, closer to almost 1. So 3rd and short coming up for the Cats here. So 3rd down and short, 5:20 to go here in the in the 4th quarter. It is 3rd and 1. So here's 3rd and short coming up for the Cats.
When they haven't ran that kind of not backdoor screen, but counter.
And they throw it in the flats for Percival, and Percival gets a 1st down. So a different look on 3rd down and short, and that'll be enough for Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. That'll move the chains inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. And the Cats will continue with the ball, and 4:58 to go in the 4th quarter. So a 1st and 10 down to the 36-yard line. Percival and Knowles flanked out left side. We got a whistle on the field.
That's a timeout, I believe, by Van Horn.
So a timeout is what I believe they're going to call here. We'll see. We're waiting. And they maybe just wanted to make sure the whistles were working. I don't know. They didn't. No signal from the White Hat to what was going on. He's got a microphone on, so he didn't explain to us. And it looks
I think it's a clock issue again, if I'm not mistaken. But I wasn't paying attention to the clock.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cats at the 36-yard line. 4:57 is what they're trying to say. And apparently now the White Hats mic maybe not be working because they're doing hand signals here. 4:58. So now we go, and the clock will roll. So Percival went out of bounds, so let's stop the clock with it being inside 5 minutes. And they're going to hand off for Wilson, and Wilson gets inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Another flag comes in. Comes in from the back. Not sure. So as it stands, it's a 4-yard gain. We await word from the official. Personal foul on Van Horn, and that'll move the chains. Make it another Wildcat 1st down. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down via the penalty. Make Troby's first when you think home appliances.
And that's 73 yards of penalties just this half.
Maybe a little bit of unraveling here in the second half. Just Frustration. I haven't seen any dirty anything tonight.
No.
It's one of those frustrations, maybe coming in a little bit late, feeling your season slipping away after having a great season. Nothing, like I said, technically that I've seen that's ugly, dirty or anything. It's just a 16, 17-year-old kid feeling like my season's over. And for some of these kids being seniors, their career's over.
Right, maybe the last game that they'll ever play. And, a lot of these young men have probably played since they were 5, 6, 7 years old. And if they're 17, 18-year-old men now, young men, I mean, if this is their last game, you've got to have the hearts have got to go out for them. And we've all been through that I've been through it with my children. So
absolutely. So 1st and 10 down at the 18-yard line. Cats with the football in the red zone, and we got another whistle. And
now the timeout clock is going for some reason.
They have had some clock issues tonight.
They have.
A few times, I'm not sure. And they do have a video board up, too. And you'll get those video boards with the clocks. They got a lot more wild stuff going on. So I got a text from Brett Jones, 28-20 final score. Platte County beats Excelsior. So one of the the MRVC West Conference teams goes down tonight. And, of course, the loser of Pleasant Hill and Odessa will be eliminated as well. Under center is Riley. 1st and 10, they hand off for Wilson, and Wilson inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd down with 4:42 to go here in the half. So all kinds of scoring going on at Holden. My wife just texted me and said it's 40-27 there now.
Wow.
It was 32-20, and then it was 32-27. Now it is 40-27. 27-7 our score here, 4:20 to go.
Well, I still don't think this will be the drive of the game. I don't think I'll do it, even though if we take some time off. But we've had the ball now for almost 3 minutes. Was what we needed to do is here as well. So
hop, skip, and a jump to the outside, inside the 5. Touchdown, Jaden Wilson, and a flag late. Know if that would have been they're going to call. See if they're going to call this a touchdown or was there a hold at the 3? Personal foul, face mask. So, and another flag on Van Horn. And I don't think that was anything more than some words over there on the Van Horn defensive side of the ball. And just, mounting frustration. I know how that can go in the ball game. I believe, see who they call that on. I believe they may have called that one on Jariah Falou as he comes off the field there. So we will see here.
As much as Wilson has, ran the ball tonight, that was his 21st carry. He's got 90 yards, but that's his first score. So I was glad to see him be able to get a score as much as he's worked, as far as kind of the workout course tonight for the running game.
This is a 14-yard touchdown run?
Yes, sir.
By Jaden Wilson. He had a little hop, skip to the outside, and then down the sideline he went for the touchdown. Makes it 33-7. So 4:04 to go here. The ball down to the 1-yard line. Cats are going to elect to still kick it here. We got a 19-yard extra point. Get any closer here. Those are tough to pop them up over that upright sometimes. So here we go. The kick is up. The kick is good, and the Cats lead it 34-7 with 4:04 to go in this one. We will take a timeout. Touchdown your tires on the pavement is important. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center today. We'll be right back.
Why would you go to the city and spend mountains of money on a corn maze and pumpkin patch when one of the best in the region is right on the outskirts of Harrisonville? Matt Moreland at Red Barn Ranch puts much thought and effort into making sure there is something for kids of all ages, from the corn pits, hay maze, corn cob cannon, to the corn maze and pumpkin patch. There's something everyone will love. So take time to go check out the best fall fun right in Harrisonville. Red Barn Ranch, just a few minutes north of the community center on Jefferson Parkway.
And that touchdown drive summary is brought to you by Show Me Automobile of Harrisonville and Belton. Started on the 47-yard line of Harrisonville. It was a 6-play, 2-minute and 45-second, covering 53 yards with a 14-yard touchdown run by Jaden Wilson. Point extra was good, making the score. You're right, there's like 5 flags out there. So
several of them came chucked in there quickly. We'll see where they mark this one after they sort the laundry and fold it up.
Where's the ball at? It's looked like we're going to re-kick, and I don't understand. Maybe if there's too many flags, they have to start over. I don't know.
Offsetting. Maybe there was one on us somewhere in there, so it'll be offsetting. I don't know what.
Where's the referee? He hasn't given us a signal. I figured he would probably let us know, but.
Oh, they're going to kick it again from the 40, so it must have been offsetting penalties. So the Cats will re-kick here. So 3:59 to go, fourth quarter. Cats lead 34-7. And by all accounts, will travel to Warrensburg, Missouri next Friday night to take on the Tigers, a team that beat them 49-0 early in the season. Ball on the turf. Still a scrum for it, and the Cats are going to come up with it. As that ball squirted, bounced, rolled around, and went down. Cats lead 34-7 and recover the kick. And that was not an onside kick. That was just a short kick to try to get field position and pin them deep. And the Cats come away with it down at the 22-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 10 Wildcats. And the Cats get their first turnover of the ball game. They are losing the turnover battle, -3, Gary, and they are up 34-7. That is insane. That does not happen very often.
Great defensive play and great offensive play tonight. Actually, really good special teams play other than the one muff punt we had.
Going to roll with some split back veer in the backfield now. And that is a different quarterback running to the sidelines. Andrew Cecil running quarterback. So rolls out to the far side, makes it a 2nd down.
Well, it's good because now we've got to have a backup, and River was the backup, so I never really thought about that, but we're struggling then to make sure we've got a backup at quarterback.
If I was a betting man, if something was to happen to River Riley, I would imagine Carson Crowley would become our quarterback. I don't know that, but Carson did play quarterback growing up. That would be who I would guess, but I have no idea. Nevertheless, we've got a sophomore quarterback, and he's not getting hurt, so we're good. So here we go on 2nd down, and another little run around the end brings up a 3rd down with 3:40 to go, and a timeout called. So Van Horn going to call a timeout on 3rd down and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. And we'll just keep it right here. Does your car need a timeout? See our friends at Young's Auto Repair today, as we have about 3-ish minutes to go here in this contest. And Gary, minus the turnovers, most complete game we've seen Harrisonville play all year at the right time of the year.
Absolutely. Really, I mean, four complete quarters. I mean, for all practical purposes, like you say, kind of take away the turnovers and stuff, but they've scored in every quarter. They've had good drives pretty much in every quarter. So, and the defense has stepped up. I mean, you saw them do a lot of wonderful things. Like I've talked several times about Zachary Chaney, played a great out there on the island by himself. Played a great game. Brody Rogers. I mean, a lot of people on defense have played wonderful. I'm sorry, I'm picking out people, and I'm sure I'm missing people. And offensively, River Riley has played a wonderful game as well as his receivers, Atkinson and Knowles, and Wilson at running back, Pesic. I mean, yeah, you just keep talking how it's been a great complete game.
So here we go on third down, 3:40 to go here in this contest. They're going to hand it off, and that is Polk, and he is going to be driven back, and it'll bring up fourth down. So Drayden Polk on the carry brings up fourth down and about 13. And I'm going to tell you right now, business trips are undefeated. When you come into a contest, you take care of business. We got another timeout on the field. That timeout brought to you by our friends. If your vehicle needs a timeout, go see our friends at Young's Auto Repair today. They can diagnose what's wrong with your car. But I'm telling you, I said it before this game. I said it before the district championship game last year. You just felt Harrisonville was here to take care of business, and the other team was here to try to psych itself up to take care of business. And I think it was twofold tonight. I think it is inexperience on Van Horn's part, not being here, as well as trying to get excited for the ball game.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about. Obviously, the business trip, and I was going to say experience as well, and you hit it. I think both of them, and I think a lot of frustration on Van Horn's part because they've got a lot of penalties tonight that they've given us yards. So,
and a couple crucial ones that gave first downs, especially the one on the long touchdown. And Drayden Polk is going to get to the second line of defense inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Not going to have enough for a first down. Gets positive yardage though, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And I like what I saw there. It's 34-7. You could have brought your first team back out there, tried to punch one more in. Harrisonville did not do that. Well,
another flag. I don't know. We'll see.
And that'll be unfortunate if that is and it is. Now, I don't know how that works. That would have been after the play. So if it's after the play, it still should be Van Horn ball.
True.
So that would put it back at the 10-yard line, and Van Horn would have the ball at their own 10 with 3:27 to go here in the contest. One of the most impressive things of the night is whoever the guy was that fixed the sticks on the far side of the field. If anybody would have saw one of those earlier, that thing was turned in a 90-degree angle and looked like you were going to put it up in a corner somewhere, and they got it back to straight. So it's 1st and 10, and up the middle they're going to go with a handoff, 4 or 5-yard gain, and it's going to bring up a second down. And, the crazy part about this is Cats had 4 turnovers tonight. You'd wonder where this ball game was if they had not had those turnovers.
Right.
So 3:05 to go. The clock rolls. Second down coming up. And Ross waiting for a whistle. Arms were waved here. Not sure what's going on. As coming off the field here, that is Tavarius Brown coming off the field. I wonder if that was his second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that he's kicked out of the game maybe. Because also, and I'm wondering 35 as well, down here, Fallu is not in the game anymore. And I wonder if it's another situation with him as well, as these guys have been booted out of the ball game. Don't see anything going on. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to your left, 2 to your right on third down. And here we go, right up the middle. Nope, that is Ross. He's going to keep it himself, stays on his feet. And Cheney going to drag him down at the 30-yard line after a first down. Good open field tackle by Zachary Cheney. And when they needed, you said it earlier in the game, when they needed a big game from one of their cornerbacks, Zachary Cheney has had a great game at the cornerback position, sticking with his man down the sideline, not giving up any easy looks on those deep balls.
And that's only their second first down of the second half.
And now there's a run into the secondary. Staying on his feet is Powell and drug down. Open field tackle there. It looked like Brody Pitts. And another flag, and I'm not sure who that one was on. If that's on Harrisonville, it might be. And that was, I believe that was Jaden Wilson. And they're both pointing back here. And they're going to call that one on, they're going to call it on Van Horn, I believe. Nope, they're going to offset them. So offsetting after the first down run. And now, this is just with 1:51 to go here. This is just one of those you don't want. Warrensburg did win 31-14 final score, so that is who Harrisonville will travel to next week. We got a whistle and a timeout on the field here. Officials timeout. He's going to go speak with Coach Maxwell. So Harrisonville and Warrensburg for a district title, two teams that totally different ball game the first time around. 49-0 Harrisonville got beat by Warrensburg in that ball game. I think more than anything that benefits the Harrisonville Wildcats second go around.
Oh, it does.
Because, and you got to look at a good example of that. Again, I go back to the 2016 state championship game. We play a Kearney team that had blown out and beaten, or that had beaten Platte County handily twice in that season, a team that beat us 49-0 early in the season. And I think there was a little bit of that in that game. And by the time Kearney realized that Harrisonville was there to play, it was 21-0 at halftime, and the Wildcats had a state championship in the pocket.
It's hard to beat, at this level especially, it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. More importantly, it will be hard for Warrensburg coaches and their seniors to get their team up because they so handily beat Harrisonville the first time. It'll be easy for Harrisonville to get up for that game because Warrensburg came to our park and our field and embarrassed us. So it's going to be easy for us, difficult for them. So that's the reason I think, there's a lot of things that make that game a pivotal game. A lot of things can happen.
I don't know what the whole conference and stuff was about, maybe calming both sides down, saying, hey, guys, we're not going to have any of these more personal fouls, any of this. 1:51 to go, Cats lead 34-7. And they're going to throw it out in the flats for Whetstone. He's going to have a first down out of bounds, down inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line. And the defensive performance tonight has been outstanding. And we talk about looking forward to next week. I don't think there will be that many jet sweeps as we saw in that first contest that are going to go for a lot of yardage. I think Harrisonville is going to be ready for that. And if there's one thing over the years is Ross is going to take it to the near side here, get another first down to about the 21-yard line. 34-7 still the score, 1:40 to go. Clock will stop momentarily as they move those chains. So we'll wait here as this game winds down. In Harrisonville, we talked about it as they throw it out in the flats again on the far side and close to another first down. Drevion Downton with the catch. Harrisonville's notoriously great for playing a team the second time around. You look in their past, second time they've played teams. I remember a couple years ago, Pleasant Hill almost upset us in the regular season, and they beat them like 56-7 in the playoff game. And up the middle, touchdown by Van Horn. That is Powell that goes right up the middle for 13 yards with 1:04 to go. Makes it 34-13. So 34-13 to score with 1:04 to go. We will have the extra point. And then a kickoff. Got to assume, Van Horn not going to roll over by no means. Probably going to try to kick it deep. The Walking Harrisonville Encyclopedia of Football text me again and let me know that it'll be the 50th meeting between Warrensburg and Harrisonville next Friday night. And I can't believe he texted me that and didn't tell me what the all-time record between the two schools was. 34-14, 1:04 to go. We'll be right back.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
Welcome back. 104 to go. 34-14 to score. Harrisonville with the lead. There's a gas leak in the press box. You got to expect there's going to be an onside kick here. 104 to go. 34-14 at the score.
You know, Jennifer Atkinson, that one time I told you, she said we're having too much fun, and I invited her up. Jennifer, probably not tonight.
Virginia.
Oh, excuse me, Virginia.
Yes.
Sorry.
They're ready. They're ready for an onside kick, man. They're going to try to bowl over whoever is on this near side. And there is the high kick and taken by the Cats, and Knowles goes to the ground. Cats will take over from their own 47-yard line, and all they got to do is take a knee.
Take a knee. Victory formation. No timeouts left. Easy to run the clock out.
Victory formation is always fun. Victory formation is real fun in the playoffs and in the districts.
Oh, you called it the playoffs. Are we in the playoffs yet?
We are not. If you want my opinion, the playoffs start next Friday night when you play for a district title. The final 16 teams in the state of Missouri in each classification will be playing next Friday night, Gary, and that would be the old sectional round, so I'll call that the playoffs.
I shouldn't have asked. I knew better.
The 64 in each class has been whittled down to 16. So from 64 to the Sweet 16 next Friday night. And all of a sudden, the Harrisonville Wildcats are playing their best football in November when the trophies are handed out. There is a lot of football left to be played. The Cats will play for a district title next Friday night. They're going to move to 4-7 on the season in this one. And the Wildcats are going to a district championship game for the fourth consecutive year? I believe so, under Coach Maxwell. He has played for a district title all 4 years. He has been the head coach. And, you know, a lot of times people want to question the coaching staff when things aren't going well. You got to give a lot of credit to this coaching staff for keeping these kids together through a rough season. They were 1-6 at one point in the season. They finished 2-7 on the year. Now they're 4-7. They've won 3 out of 4 games. That's a mark of a good coaching staff when you continue to fight and battle, and here you are winning 3 out of 4 and playing for a district title next Friday night. The kneel downs are over. The final score, 34-14. The Cats will win this one. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with our post-game show and wrap things up. Your Cats are playing for a district title next Friday night in Warrensburg. We'll be right back.
It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special. Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Dominick at 816-380-2700.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Postgame Show, brought to you by Forge by Fire, your postgame headquarters for Wildcat football and sporting events. Forge by Fire, head over for some Friday night trivia right now. They've been watching the game all night long. They may have already turned us off and got the party started early on a Friday night at Forge by Fire. Final score again, 34-14, Harrisonville with the win. The most complete game comes in the most important game of the year, Gary.
It's always the last one, and it was a definitive one tonight, and which is great to see us culminating into this game tonight. Truly,
absolutely. You found yourselves 1-6 at one point. You're now 4-7 on the year, playing your best football, win 3 out of 4, and you're playing for a district title. You're one of the last ones standing. You're one of the last 16 teams in Class 4 in the state of Missouri. If you go to the old format,
and that was, I think it was a personal foul, and then an offsides in the second half where they had very much more. Scoring for us, Pesic in the first with 8:45 had a 27-yard touchdown run. Atkinson in the second had a 68-yard touchdown reception. Knowles in the second had a 61-yard touchdown reception. In the third, Knowles had a 13-touchdown reception. And on one of those, we also had a 2-point conversion that went to Percival that was an excellent play by River Riley. And then in the fourth, culminating the scoring for the Wildcats, Wilson had a 14-yard touchdown run to give us 34 points. The Show Me Auto Mall drive of the game, I know we talk about just the drives, but the drive of the game, the one that I'm going to say I called, 14 plays that came in the third quarter, 14 plays, culminating in a touchdown, 69 yards, covered 6 minutes and 30 seconds, ended with a touchdown at the end of the third with Knowles' 13-yard touchdown reception. So that was the drive of the game. I thought our defense played great. I thought our offense, everybody, I thought had I'm not going to say a perfect game. We can always have better games, I think. But
there's a lot riding on it for Warrensburg, way more than there is the Harrisonville Wildcats. We talk about our max effort player of the game, brought to you by Max Ford of Harrisonville. It could have been any number of kids tonight. I'll go with the sophomore River Riley. I really feel like over the last 3 weeks, he's just put a calm over this offense. Even in the 49-18 loss to Odessa, they didn't feel like they were out of that football game, and they played the entire game, scored late in the game, and I like his calming effect that he's had on this offense and maybe on this entire football team coming in here as the quarterback. He's even keel, doesn't get too excited. I got to say he'd be our player of the game tonight.
Well,
and it could have been, like you said, it could have been any number of guys.
And on defense, there was a lot of excellent plays out there on defense. So I hate to really bring this out, but I'm going to say it because it is the best game he's played all year, and that is Zachary Cheney. He locked down out on the island by himself, and he played an excellent game tonight. And so you've got to be happy with the way he played, because the defense, we held him to 14 points. Really, we held him to 7 because that last drive was kind of a game backing up, and they got most of their yards in the second half on that drive. So I've got to talk about Zachary, especially in that second. Out on the corner by himself.
Absolutely, and for Tees, our polos, our outerwear, always provided by Tees, custom screen printing and embroidery. You see the Independence. We'll see you next Friday night in Warrensburg.